Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Naysayers podcast. We're talking basketball for the first time today. It's going to be a treat. It's going to be a good episode. Stay tuned. I've got with me today Troy Ambergy and Zay Dilly, our two basketball specialists alongside myself. And we also have Landry Black joining us with some of his own insights. So uh, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into some bubble teams for March Madness. Selection Sunday is literally tomorrow for us. I don't know whenever you're listening to this, but so we're gonna get into some teams that we think should be in, some teams we don't think should be in, even if they probably will be. I'm looking at you, Miami, Ohio, but we'll get into that. So why don't we just get right into it? So bubble teams. Miami, Ohio is the biggest topic in basketball right now. They go 31-0 in the regular season. They don't have that good of a schedule, but they win every game. Going into the conference tournament, they lose the very first game to I'm already blanking on who it was. It was
UMass. They got
Yeah,
mollywopped by
UMass.
UMass.
who didn't even really go on to make they lost in the next round. So how are we feeling about? I think at this point it's safe to say they probably will make it. But how are we feeling about that? Like, do we agree that they should make it? Do we think maybe they shouldn't be making it? What do we think? What's your guys' take on that?
So, for me personally, I hate to be like this because it feels wrong to say that they shouldn't make it after the season they had. But they were bottom 25 out of all 300 teams in the nation in strength of schedule. So they may have won every game, but they didn't play anybody. And their last full month of the season was just so unconvincing. It was like scraping by like 2 points against terrible teams. And yes, they were winning, but it wasn't like they weren't beating anybody. Like they have zero quad one wins and they have I think one quad two win. Like that's a terrible resume. Meanwhile, on the first four out, you have a team like Oklahoma who is 19 and 15. They did not play well in SEC play, but they have so many more quality wins. And I feel like they just have a more talented roster all around. I feel like I would rather see someone like them get in, even though it'd be more chalky and less exciting, just because I feel like they deserve it more.
Mhm. So why play the games? I mean, they can only play who's on their regular season schedule.
That's true, but they could schedule a more difficult regular season. They didn't schedule a single quad one game, and no game that they played even looked like it could have been a quad one game before the season. And basketball is one sport where you have so many non-conference games that there's not really any excuse to not have a decent non-conference game at least once or twice in there.
What do you think, Zay?
Yeah, I mean, I am just appalled that this team is still in the conversation. I am.
Wow.
It's not even a question for Zay.
It is absurd. I have been my whole life since college basketball has started on Tuesdays and Fridays at 9 a.m. is looking up Joe Lunardi's opinions. And I'll tell you plain and simple, Miami of Ohio has not been even a thought at all of actually being in this tournament outside of being their conference champion. Like he didn't give them at large. There was no potential buys, no, first four in. Like Miami of Ohio was never a part of that. Never a part of that. They were given the 11 seed in every bracketology because they were undefeated, they were ranked, and they looked like they were going to be one of the best mid-major champions. And now that they lost in the second round to UMass, it's not even like a tough team. Like it is just like they're knocking people out like San Diego State, who made a national championship run like 3 years ago. And New Mexico, I mean, two SEC teams. We have a Big Ten team, Big East team, an ACC team, and a Big 12. Like, you're telling me that those Power 5 schools, aren't making it because 31-1, and it was to UMass. I just think it is just so absurd. I can't stand it.
Just for reference, I'm looking at the updated bracketology as of 10:15 p.m. And
Yeah.
as of right now, Miami, Ohio is listed as the second team in the last four in, alongside Mizzou, SMU, and Texas.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, means that they are playing SMU in their game. Let me check real quick, just to double check with
Let
that.
me while Zay does that, let me take you through their non-conference schedule. So obviously you can't change your conference opponents. Let me take you through their non-conference. They played Old Dominion, Trinity, Air Force, who Air Force, by the way, is not allowed to have anybody over 6'5" on their entire basketball team. They cannot admit them to the school.
That's such a funny fact to me.
I
like
know.
that fact.
So what a win that is. They played Mercyhurst, Arkansas Pine Bluff, UNC Greensboro, Indiana University East, who doesn't even have a logo on ESPN, Maine, UNC Asheville. They went on a tour of North Carolina, and then they got into conference play.
Let's not hate on
Sorry,
UNCG.
sorry. I forgot about Milligan, who also doesn't have a logo.
They played Milligan?
They played Milligan.
We're letting a team who played Milligan
Okay,
College.
but, like, look at some of the teams like Liberty plays on their schedule. Like, it's normal for mid-majors to play like teams from like NAIA or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
but we're
that's
not talking
completely
about Liberty
normal.
as an at-large bid.
That's completely
Yeah.
normal. But let me tell you this. According to KenPom, which, we all love the KenPom, they are
Yes.
fifth from the bottom in the entire nation in non-conference strength of schedule. Fifth from the bottom in the country. Liberty is,
363 schools on
for
that.
reference, Liberty didn't really play nobody, and we're middle of the pack.
Okay, which bubble teams would you rather see in over them, though, Troy?
Okay, I'll say this for reference. The first four out right now is Oklahoma, Auburn, San Diego State, and New Mexico.
I would like to see San Diego State in. I would like to see New Mexico in, and I'd like to see Oklahoma in. Auburn does not deserve it.
No.
I don't think
Auburn
deserves
deserves it. Auburn's record is terrible. Auburn's record is 17-16. We cannot be letting that fly.
Auburn's presence there has to be just giving the SEC the benefit of the doubt. which
That's
I don't
exactly
agree
what
with.
it is. And this
I
year,
don't agree with
this
that.
year, I
They're
don't
not
feel
that
you can
good.
do
They're
that.
not the best conference this year.
Agreed.
Auburn's
But I
also
think
lost
that
9 of their last 12.
Who was?
Auburn has.
Auburn.
They've lost 9 of their last 12.
Yeah, they shouldn't
Yeah.
be near. They shouldn't even be in
Yeah.
the first four out. They should be in like the next four out, if not even there.
They are basically a 500 team. They shouldn't be in it at all.
Yeah.
You got something to say, Zay?
I feel
I
Zay
do. I just
may
wanna-
have
I
something to
just
say.
want to add a little snippet in here. I was wrong. They're not actually playing SMU. They're playing Missouri. In the last two games that Missouri has played, they took Darius Acuff and Arkansas to overtime, top 25.
So
and
did
they
Ole Miss today.
Wow.
Yes, so did Ole Miss. And they lost to Kentucky in the SEC tournament by 6 points, which, if you really think about that, that's free throws at the end of the game.
That's not a bad loss at all.
Miami of Ohio might lose by 42 points. They might lose by 42 points to an SEC school. There is such a vast difference between a MAC conference team and any of the Power 5 schools. Like, I don't even think Missouri should be in. Like, plain and simple. Like, I don't like the bottom of the SEC. I think the bottom of the SEC is just being picked up by the three letters in front of their conference. I think that they are just not that good. I think if you put them against the middle of the road or bottom of these other Power 4, Power 5 conferences, that they're getting slapped. But they're still beating this team by 40.
You want to hear
Because you
something?
can't justify 2 points to Ohio. You just can't.
I agree. You want to hear something else interesting from the KenPom, just while I'm messing around with it? Miami, Ohio is 93rd in net ranking, according to KenPom. They are second in the conference behind Akron, who is a full 28 spots ahead of them at 64.
Shout out Zips.
Or did I say
let me-
98? It's more than 64. But whatever.
Like it or not, it's the two bid MAC.
It's the
Well, let
2-bid
me-
Mac.
Let me add this in here, okay? And I don't want to, cause a lot. Net ranking, Miami of Ohio is currently 64th in net ranking. Okay. Missouri, 58th. Okay, that's awesome. McNeese, somehow they're 56th. Virginia Tech, 55th. Florida State, ranked pretty like middle of the road in the ACC, is ranked higher than Miami of Ohio. Now you might be saying, oh, that's not much. Well, Miami of Ohio is only one above Northwestern, who won 2 conference games in all of the Big Ten, and one of them
Yeah.
was Penn State, who also only won 2. I mean,
Yeah,
this
that's pretty
team
rough.
at their peak, they are the worst team in a Power 4 school, and they're probably getting drilled by 20 by them.
Well,
I mean, in the modern tournament, though, there's never been an eligible one-loss team that's been left out.
That's
But
true.
it's the MAC. Make it the first. Make it the first. It is like we cannot let them in over some of these schools. Even if you don't want to put in the Power 4, are we really going to say that this team is better than San Diego State, Nevada, Utah State? Like the Mountain West and the A10 are by far levels above any other mid-major right now. West Coast, okay, I'll add West Coast in there, Gonzaga, St. Mary's.
They kind of
like,
count, yeah.
San Francisco, okay. If you are keeping A10 and big Mountain West teams out of the tournament for a 2-bid MAC, like y'all just mentioned, we've got problems. We have serious problems.
I'll say this: I don't think Miami, Ohio is better than any team currently on the bubble that is below them, including the ones in the next 4 out. I wouldn't pick them in a game against any of those teams. But are we really going to basically tell every single mid-major that your non-conference regular season schedule just doesn't matter? If like you can win every game, but if you don't take care of business in March, it's just over.
Well, see, I would push back on that by saying not every mid-major has their non-conference schedule. Like I said, they're 5th from the
It's
bottom out
also
of.
not totally in their control though. Like there's a lot of cases where high-performing mid-majors can't schedule the better teams because they just won't schedule them.
But they just haven't been
it's
a
not
high-performing
totally up
mid-major until this year. They've been all right, but like other mid-majors get it done. Like take Liberty for example. We got a game
to them.
at
Oh yeah,
Dayton.
Liberty did get NC State.
We got at NC State, and we got in some very prestigious tournaments preseason. What tournament was Miami of Ohio even in? There's all kinds of opportunities, especially during things like Feast Week, to get into good tournaments where you play quality competition. Those are where you pick up great non-conference wins. And Miami of Ohio played like UC Irvine or whatever. Like not even UC Irvine. UC
The
Irvine's a
Indians,
good team.
shout out.
UNC Greensboro
Yeah.
is what I was going for.
I guess my point is, I'm not as torn up as y'all about them getting a chance to say, hey, we have 31 wins, let's see what we can do. And if they win that first 4 game, I'm not going to say it's one of the situations where, like, I think we mentioned this before we started, but, like, we can't have it be one of those games where, oh, they lost, so that means they didn't deserve it. Oh, they won, so that means they did deserve it. That's inevitably what it's going to end up being.
It
Like,
will
it's gonna-
be
like,
that.
People are going to decide whether they deserved it or not based on what they do in that game.
I hope if they
Can I
get
make
in,
an
they
argument
go
real
by
quick?
80.
Say's a huge hater of Miami of Ohio.
I cannot stand the fact that this team has won like 7 conference games by 2 points or less, and we're like, wow, this team. This is
Can I
something.
make an
I don't think anybody in this podcast is sitting here like, wow, this team. I think
It's
we're all-
ESPN.
we're-
I agree
Yeah.
that
ESPN is like
us
that, yeah.
4
I
are
was
not
shocked
doing
at
that.
how unanimous it was among all analysts that were like, "There's literally no reason Miami, Ohio shouldn't be in." Like it was like literally everybody was like, "This team has to be in, or there's a huge problem." And there was no major analyst that was like, I mean, you could look at this, but like no, all of them were like, "This team has to be in. 31-0 has to mean something." Which it's an argument I understand to some extent, but
If I'm playing Milligan, I hope I'm going 31-0.
I think if they get to the MAC championship game and lose by 1 in double overtime, I think it's a better argument.
I
Sure.
totally agree. If they
Yes.
went on a run in the MAC tournament and they proved that, maybe they lose to Akron, who's very good, but if they
Yeah.
prove that like we are that team. We just fell short against a quality opponent in Akron. Then it's a different discussion. But they got beat, and it wasn't that close against UMass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
First
Can I make an
game.
argument real quick?
Make an argument, Landry. I would love to hear an argument.
I want to say that I think the Santa Clara Broncos of the West Coast Conference should be in over Miami of Ohio.
Wow.
Let
They
me
lost in the
find.
championship against Gonzaga.
Santa Clara, aren't they in?
Are they in?
Let me check. I'm pretty sure Santa Clara's in because that team is good.
They're good.
I was about to say
They're
they've
really
been pretty
nice.
good.
They whacked.
That is-
They whacked St. Mary's.
I read somewhere that they are one of those should be in
They're
teams, but are
projected as a 10 seed against Kentucky right now.
Okay.
In college.
Wow,
Yeah,
10
okay.
seed. Wow.
Santa Clara
Okay.
might go
The West Coast is
38.
like Gonzaga's leaving, but that's still going to be like the next good mid major under the A10 in the Mountain West.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
very
'cause you've-
solid
you've got
conference.
St. Mary's. You've got. I mean, we just mentioned Santa Clara. They've
There's
produced.
always one other
Jada,
good team in that
Pods.
conference too. Like it kind of revolves.
Yeah.
Like, every now and then,
Some years it's San
Francisco,
Fran.
Like
Yeah, San Fran. You can't sleep on San Fran. That team could come out and beat you by 20 if you.
Pepperdine.
Hey, Seattle is good sometimes. Seattle U.
Seattle.
sometimes,
Pacific.
yeah.
Pacific had a few good years.
Loyola
That team-
Marymount wasn't bad a couple years ago, actually.
Yeah, WCC is not a bad conference, man. Santa Clara.
They get a
watched-
bad rap because Gonzaga just tears through them every single season.
For a while it was, but then St. Mary's became more consistent.
Yes.
And they were like, hey, we're the second best team. I think they won the conference championship either last year or a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it
And
was
we're
2
like,
years
wow,
ago.
This
I
is
think.
a two-headed monster in the West Coast. Because Gonzaga hasn't been that team for a few years now. They've kind of been down, like not a bad team, but like they haven't been like the champ favorite team.
Sure. I guess their last year was Chet and Jalen Suggs, right? Chet and Jalen Suggs was like their premier team.
Drew Timmy, man. Don't forget about Drew Timmy.
Yeah, that
Timmy.
and the one
Don't forget
the
Drew
one where
Timmy.
they played UNC in the championship game. Like it was
Oh,
I think 2019, 2018, I forget.
Yeah.
Man, the hatred that I used to hold in my heart for Drew Timmy, man. His stupid Fu Manchu celebration. I used to
Yeah.
hate
Yeah.
him.
How can you?
Let me
hate
go
Drew
ahead and throw
Timmy?
this out there.
Bro,
Let me
he was so arrogant and cocky. He would do that. The thing that got me was his Fu Manchu celebration. I remember him being down by like 5 points in a very close game at the end of the game, hitting an uncontested layup and doing that celebration running down the court. And I'm like, you are just a loser, bro. Get back on
Dude,
defense.
I'll-
Lock in.
I'll just never forget. I'll never forget as someone who's a member of a Duke family staying up when I was 13 in middle school with my dad to hate watch UNC and the Natty versus Gonzaga.
And you
I
were
was
disappointed.
a UNC fan then, bro. It was electric. That
You
freaking,
were disappointed.
I was very.
freaking Justin
Very.
Jackson, Joel Berry,
Oh
those
man,
guys, those boys.
the fellas.
God.
All right, y'all.
Theo
Well,
Pinson.
do y'all want to get into some predictions for March Madness? Because I feel like there's a lot to
Yes,
talk
I
about.
do. I'm looking at Joe Lenardi's bracket right now, and I'm looking at
Yes.
these matchups.
Sweet. Let's start off. I would like to start off. Everyone go through and list who your favorite is. I know we haven't
Why
seen
is
like the
St.
full
John's a
bracket
5
yet.
seed?
St. John's
What
is
the
like
frick?
one of the best 5 seeds I can remember. Anyways, let's go through and everyone just kind of give out your favorite, make an argument for who you think is going to be the best team pre-bracket drop.
I love the Arizona Wildcats, dude. I'm
They're tough.
like, I watched them in the Big 12 tournament. I watched that whole game pretty much.
They're just tough.
And Houston's a very good team.
Hmm
And even when Houston was coming back, there was never a point in that game where Houston was really the team in control. Like
Uh-huh.
Arizona very much dictated that entire game.
I
And-
agree. Against a team like Arizona or Houston, that's extremely tough too, because Houston will just beat you up. They'll make you play their game. They'll play physical. They'll get rebounds.
Yeah.
They'll play great defense. And Arizona just I agree. They just kind of cruise past that.
I'm a
Not
big
cruised,
Koa Pete
but-
guy. I can't get enough of this Koa Pete dude.
Koa Pete.
Like I was watching him, I was like, great name, one of those names that just rolls off the tongue. It's like, wow,
Oh,
Koa
yeah.
Pete. Um,
Yeah.
And then I just love his game. I love the Wildcats. Duke's probably going. Well, Duke's definitely going to stay the number 1 overall seed, I would imagine, since they won the ACC championship.
hmm
You got Arizona, you got Michigan, you got the usual suspects.
Yeah.
I right now I think I would pick Arizona to win it all. Honestly, like that's my favorite team right now.
I don't think that's a
I
bad
think they're
pick.
the best team in the country. I'd like to hear arguments for like who's your favorite, Troy? Like who is your best team in the world right now?
Dude, I have a hard time because there's some really there's some really great teams out there. I know Florida took a bad loss today, but they're still legit in my opinion.
That Vandy team is tough.
Let me
Don't
tell
sleep
you
on that
though,
Vandy
let me
team.
tell you
Man,
what though.
tough, man.
Michigan, when they're hot, when they're hitting, and they usually are. I hate Michigan, okay? But when Michigan has got it going, man, they look unstoppable. Yaxel Lindenberg is just an absolute animal out there. I know he's like 25 or whatever, but that man gets every rebound. He makes every big play. He doesn't make mistakes. He hits the right pass. He's strong in the paint. He's my like if I had a team that I was building, he's who I want at my four. He does it all correct. And then Elliot Kudo is a star. I loved him at UNC last year.
Former Tar Heel Elliot
Uh-huh.
Kudo.
I loved him at UNC last year. I'm really like he's becoming the player that I thought he would become, which again, I hate Michigan. So it's hard for me to say this, but I really feel like Michigan has a very good chance at just winning it all and blowing a lot of teams out in the process.
What teams don't you hate, Troy? I feel like you hate everybody.
No,
You
no, no,
hate
no,
Duke, you
no.
hate Virginia, you hate Michigan. Who don't you hate?
Let me see. Let me go through the bracket here. Out of the good teams, I don't hate UConn. I don't hate Iowa State.
UConn got boat raced today
Yeah, they got
by a
bricked.
very good St. Louis team.
They
Who
did,
should be
man.
a
That was
five
rough.
seed? What the frick?
I know, dude. They should be a three.
Why are they a 5 seed?
They should be a three
What's wrong?
seed. I like
I
Houston and I
feel
like Michigan State. I like all four of the two seeds.
right now they're projected to play Akron in the first round. That's a sleepy good game.
The only
St. John's
two
Akron.
I like Florida because I like their coach and I like Arizona.
Mm.
So I like most of the top teams right now.
Okay, Zay, who's your number one team?
I'll be on. Like I said, dude, this has been my life literally for months. Like saying like who I like. There are obviously teams that I like don't believe in, and I think I have a longer list of that than I do like I have all my faith in. But if I had to pick a few, I'm picking Michigan as my favorite to win. I think that they are
Yep.
through the Big Ten tournament. They have proven on a neutral court that they can beat some of these teams that everybody's like dark horse, and they're like, all right.
They did
Yeah,
lose
we've
to
we've
Duke
got
on a neutral court.
Hold
They
hold
did lose
this
to Duke on a neutral court.
hold this 20 ball. Yeah.
And so that's what I'm like. They are proving every single day that like if they don't get upset in those first two rounds, like you might not beat them. And so that's why I just can't say no to them.
Landry, do you want to make a case for the Blue Devils?
Let me make a case for the Blue Devils. For you guys that are
While you're
saying
doing that, I'm
Michigan,
gonna leave.
we beat them on a neutral court. We did it. It
You
happened.
did, in fact.
We
You
beat
did.
the Michigan Wolverines on a neutral court. We can contend with the best in the world.
It was at the
We've lost
beginning
two
of the
games.
season.
We lost to Texas Tech and we lost to UNC on a prayer corner three. But come on, it's a rivalry game. Rivalry games happen, and it was in the opponent's house. Come on. These things happen in college ball. Texas Tech was a good team. They beat us that night. They got us that night. It's a scrappy team, right, Zay? Remember when Boston College was a scrappy team and they beat VTech?
It is
Anyway,
nowhere to be
Texas
seen.
Tech was kind of scrappy that night.
They
So,
vacated his chair.
He can't handle the Duke
He
argument.
couldn't handle the
He
Duke.
has no argument
He
against
couldn't
it.
handle the Duke. He didn't want to hear it.
He had to get out.
no, I mean, I think Duke's
Oh, here he
got it. I
comes. You
think
can see him
that-
in the reflection in his window.
Okay. Sorry.
I think
Sorry.
that I think that Cameron Boozer's just been
horrendous take.
I think that Cameron Boozer's just been stellar this year. I think that Starr backing him up at guard has just been pretty great. I mean, I don't know. I think those two can team up and just take this team a pretty long way.
I
I
agree.
think you can make an equally good argument for every one seed best team in their respective conference. And
I
I
agree.
would say you could be right. I'm not going to say any of these four teams that we've mentioned. We've mentioned Arizona, we've mentioned Florida, we've mentioned Michigan, we've mentioned Duke. I don't think anyone in their right mind would say that all of those teams don't have a chance to win at all.
Here's-
Yeah, the only difference is that Duke beat Michigan on a neutral court, right? We beat a 1 seed.
You did.
Hey, man, it's really hard to beat the same team twice.
Zay's got something to say.
Zay has
true.
something to say.
I do have something to say, and it was actually like this isn't directly at you, Landry. I was gonna say this before you mentioned this. I want to go ahead and preface that.
Sure.
I think one of the greatest blessings and curses of the entire college basketball season is the very beginning of the season when you play non-conference. Like it is the best chance for you to show like, hey, I've got what it takes and you guys need to respect me in this March Madness talk. At the same time, we have seen some of the best teams in March, like in our recent memory. We think about like NC State. Call it a Cinderella run because it was with DJ Burns. But they were playing some of the best basketball during conference play. They're near the end of the year. When you beat really good teams at the beginning of the year, it elevates you up here, right? Like this is a standard now. But when you lose good games at the beginning of the year, sometimes March, like the bracketology people are like, well, they have this loss and they have this loss, so they obviously aren't at the level that this person's at. And that really bugs me because I think that some conferences get blessed from that. Like the ACC this year won huge games in non-conference. I mean, they did great. They jumped from like 3 wins in the ACC SEC Challenge to I think they only lost by 1 this year, which got everybody on notice because like, wow, the ACC is a lot better. That was an alert on my computer. I don't know.
That was loud as frick.
Yeah, sorry. Daquan was on Facebook. But I will say that like saying like Duke beat Michigan, they did, but neither of them are the same team.
Okay, Zay, I would just like to stop you for one moment.
Sure.
Because I agree with what you're saying. I just don't think it applies here because Duke beat Michigan like a couple weeks ago.
It was during conference play. They played a special game.
It was on February 21st. It was like
Hands right here. Hands right here. Hands right there.
The funny thing is, you made a great argument, and I agree with what you're saying. It's just that it
In this
doesn't
case,
apply
it's
enough.
99% correct. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
That
There you
was
go.
there was my 1%. My hand was up. I still think Michigan beats them. There's
I
my
do
2
too.
cents.
I do too.
But
It's like it's a game that's like either team can win every time. It's not like one team's clearly better
Yeah.
than the other.
no, sure. Both very well coached teams. FAU former head coach.
Here's an interesting question for y'all that I kind of just thought up on the fly just now. Which top seed, so we'll go top 1 and 2 seed. So Duke, Michigan, Iowa State, UConn, Florida, Arizona, and Houston and Michigan State. Which of those top teams, like we would say like the favorites to win it all, which do you have the least amount of faith in?
I'm
Can I
gonna
start
put
with
my
maybe a bad
money-
take?
Give me a bad take, Landry.
I think Zay just said it, so maybe it's not that bad of a take, but I was going to say UConn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just because, I mean, we're walking into the tournament, we're walking into our conference tournament, and you lose to Marquette? We lose to Marquette? And then
yeah.
we're going to walk into our conference tournament and get blown out by St. John's in the championship? I mean, this is Dan Hurley.
Team.
This is supposed to be a guy with championship DNA. This is a guy that cusses out the refs and gets teched off the court. And you can't coach a team to at least compete with St. John's? We're losing by 20? I
I
don't know.
I
First
see
of all,
what you're
St. John's
saying.
is the best 5 seed of all time. Second of all, there are coaches that I trust in March, and for at least 2 of these 2 seeds, Dan Hurley is one of them. Tom Izzo is another one. So I'm not going to say either of those 2 teams. At least not to lose in the first 2 rounds. Iowa State, I don't know much about them, but
That's a good basketball team.
Dude,
they are
that's
a
a
very good team.
that's a
That's-
good basketball team,
what you
man.
hear.
Tom Siljevic
Buzzer
could
beater,
beat anybody in
They
a
took Arizona
one-on-one.
to a buzzer beater, right?
Yes, and before that, they won their first conference game by I think like 30 something and their second by 20 something. So they've just been busting teams.
And I like Houston. I mean, Houston, they were outplayed today, but like it wasn't a blowout.
It was
Like,
a close
they're
game.
They're a very good team.
They were marginally outplayed.
And so, me personally, if there's one team I had to say this team may not make the Elite Eight, I would have to probably it would be either Michigan State or UConn. Even though I trust those two coaches, I just think those are like the two lesser teams
Yeah.
Okay.
of that group of 8. But I think this is going to be one of those years where we don't see a 1 or 2 upset in the first weekend.
Okay, let me say this real quick. I am on the opposite side of the coin from y'all because I know UConn just did not look good in that loss against Marquette and stuff like that, right? I trust Tom Izzo and Dan Hurley more than 99% of other coaches that are going to be coaching in this
Yeah,
tournament.
that's
Those
totally.
are the two coaches that I think I trust most outside of maybe Rick Pitino and that might be it, really. Like Kelvin Sampson. I trust those coaches like top of the line. The team that I think I would have to say I have the least faith in, and this might surprise y'all, I think that Florida has
Yes. Yes.
shown obviously they're great and they deserve to be a 1 seed. They're an exceptional basketball team. I think that they've shown some cracks, especially early on in the year. And this goes back to Zay's argument where, like, yeah, the beginning of the year is like where you can either prove yourself and pick up great wins, or you can kind of screw some stuff over. I feel like they were shaky to begin the year. People didn't have a lot of faith in them, but man, they just got blown out by
Yeah.
Vanderbilt. They got spanked by
Yeah.
Vanderbilt, and going into the tournament, maybe that will wake them up and they'll come into the tournament like looking for revenge and on a heater. I hope so because I like Florida. I like their coach a lot. I think they got a great system over there. But it just didn't inspire a lot of confidence into me right before we're going to pick brackets. So I would have to say that Florida is the top seed that I had the least amount of faith in.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Al's point, and then we can do whatever. But you said that you think that this is a year that there's like not a lot of 1 seed and 2
I
seed
don't
up.
think any 1 or 2 seed gets upset first weekend this
I
year.
think there's some
My
very good
personal
teams at
opinion.
the top. I agree.
And I think that like there is an upper echelon. But I do think that this year, like usually there's like, obviously there's always upsets. Like I understand that. And there's already some upsets brewing. Like you look at this bracket and it's like there is no way that 7 seed beats that 10 seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it would not surprise me at all, if one of these really low teams pull off an upset on one of these 2 seeds.
it'd be
Like
crazy.
I am like I said UConn. My favorite to win, like I had a bunch, like I had favorite to win Michigan, and then I had a team that was like it would not surprise me at all if they won was Michigan State. Like I think
Yeah,
this is the best team that Tom Izzo's had in years, probably since Cassius Winston.
I agree.
Had
Currently projected to play the Siena Saints in round 1.
Yeah, and I think
shout
they
out
could
to
take care of business against the Seahawks.
they got a 4-star
4-star
recruit
recruit.
coming
Siena
next
State's
year,
got a 4-star recruit.
Sienna
and
does?
yeah, some 4-star
Wow.
6-1 point guard going to Siena next
I
year.
didn't know
Going to
that.
steal their whole
How about
NIL
that?
budget,
Shout
but
out to
um.
them.
I think that Michigan State, as much as I love them, like I adore Tom Izzo as a coach. Like I think every single year I'm rooting for Michigan State in the tournament. Because I love them so much, they're probably going to lose first round. It's like it's just how it is.
That was me with St. John's last year. I was like, this is my favorite 2 seed, and then they got upset in round
I
2.
have
And I was
only
like,
ever
great.
picked UVA to come out of the first round one time in all of March Madness brackets that I've ever done. And it was the year that Kihei Clark threw the ball to Furman point guard who drilled the logo 3.
That
That's
was
the
awesome.
only year I've ever done
That
it.
game pissed me off because I was like
It was
0
a
for
fun
3 to
year,
start the
though.
year.
I made it one game perfect.
You know
And
I
then
haven't you know I haven't started I have missed the first game of every March Madness for like the last 5 years. I'm not even joking.
really.
I'll go
It's
ahead
so
and let y'all know.
demoralizing, bro.
I'll go ahead and let y'all know what my first pick is when I make my bracket tomorrow, so that y'all can pick the other team because you
Yeah.
just know that it's not gonna change.
Go ahead and pick Michigan State over Siena.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
the 8-9 game is always is always the first game that gets played, right? One of the 8-9 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I miss it
Yeah.
every single year.
It's
It'll be
8-9.
the
Those games.
It'll be the
250.
top left 8 and 9. So it would be right now it'd be Ohio State TCU. And if I got a choice in that game, I'd pick TCU and they would lose.
Ohio State almost beat Michigan.
Ohio State's a great team, but
That's
I
a good
think
basketball right now.
I
Big Ten's underrated.
actually might take Ohio State. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. That'd be
Big
tough.
Ten's underrated as a
Um,
conference.
but can I ask you guys a question? Since we're talking favorites, since we're talking, teams we wouldn't be surprised. What is y'all's favorite Cinderella team that you would just love to see go all the way?
Oh
Who do
man.
you classify Cinderella? Like, what's like the top seed for a Cinderella
I'm
group?
going, okay, I'm going any team that's not an at-large bid. So, like, for example,
Mid-major.
mid-major, but like VCU's mid-major, but they're
Yeah.
making an at-large bid.
Yeah,
So I'm going
VCU's
to
had a
say,
great year, man.
No, what you're saying is basically any 12 seed or lower.
Pretty
Pretty
yeah,
much.
we can do 12 seed or lower. VCU's 11, which,
So I think
yeah,
11 is the cutoff for at-larges. I think everything below 11 is non-at-large. I think that's.
you're
I'm
probably
pretty
right.
sure.
You know what? You're probably right. I'm probably overthinking that. Just 12 seed or lower. What are y'all's picks with that?
I'm looking through the teams right now.
Excuse me.
It's obviously not going to be McNeese because they just had their run and they're not as good.
Sure.
Here, I'll start us off with one. And this is probably going to be a pretty popular first round pick. I think High Point
I was
is
just about to
I
say.
think High Point
Very good,
is a
man.
great basketball team, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
They got the upset last year, didn't
shout
they?
out to former Flame Owen Okino.
Owen
Holding
Aquino.
it
Yeah, Owen
down, bro.
Aquino is.
He's had an awesome
Come
year
on.
down there in High Point. I could see High Point really coming
I
into the
used I
tournament.
used to be mad at his effort when he was a Flame.
Me too, but it sounds like it's changed because they're in the tournament again. They got Wisconsin in the first round right now, which would be a very tough matchup, but
No,
I think they could take Wisconsin to the wire. I have a lot of faith. They looked great last year. I don't know if y'all remember that game. They just about pulled it off. They had that big dude who had like the same. It was like a cook or something like that, and
Hmm.
they took a great team to the wire, and they returned some guys, they added some guys. Shout out to the Flames. I think that they could really be a great Cinderella story.
I love
Yeah,
that. I love the high point pick from you. What about you, Landry?
I think that this is going to be a deep one, and this is going to be one of those that's going to be a 215 upset, and it's probably not
Oh,
going to
ho,
happen.
ho, ho.
215. I like this from you.
But I really like Queens. It's a Charlotte pick. It's a homeboy pick. But and let me say, like, did they lose by 25 to UVA? Yes. Did they
UVA's a good
lose
basketball team.
by
UVA's
40
good.
to Auburn? They did do that. But the grit that they showed against Central Arkansas in that
Oh,
championship, just the fact that they were able to take that game to overtime and then just ride it out and be able to make that championship, like
The grit.
no.
it,
Bro, they're
The
gonna
They
one
pulled it
trail
out against the
mentality.
Central Arkansas Bears.
they're gonna grit
like,
their
are
way
they
into
gonna
beating
win?
Dan
Maybe
Hurley.
not. But I'd
The
like to
one
see
trail
it.
mentality against Central
They're
Arkansas is
gonna
going to take them over.
they're gonna grit their way into beating UConn. That would be awesome. I would love that.
I mean, a 215 upset happens every once in a while. I know we won't forget Yale versus Auburn, right? I know we
Bro,
won't forget
Yale,
Blow
man.
Bob Job. Friggin' or no, it's Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts. Uh
What was that?
Blowjob Bob, sorry, that's what we used to call
What
it
you
in
gotta
high
say,
school.
Zay? What's the
Um
word?
I just want to clarify. I think the two top mid-major bids get two of the 11 seeds, and that the
You think
last
so?
four in. I think the last four in play for the other two 11s.
mhm.
Yeah,
So VCU and
VCU's an
USF
11.
are currently the two top mid-major bids.
yes,
USF is an 11 right now.
Yes, and
yes.
VCU is 11, and then the last four in play for the other two
By the
11.
way, USF UNC current projected first round matchup. I'm taking USF in that game
US, I don't hate that.
Without Caleb Wilson. I'm taking USF in that
I
game.
just wanted
Not
to
a
point
crazy
that out
take.
and clarify, just for our future knowledge in the bracket.
I'm gonna I'm gonna point to a conference that I usually like here, and that is the Missouri Valley Conference.
Oh wow.
The
I'm
Missouri
a
Valley.
big fan of the Missouri Valley Conference. They produced Drake, the Drake
That's
teams of
true.
the last few years that have always been like 10, 11 seeds.
Yep.
This year they give us the Northern Iowa. I forget their mascot, but they are the Northern Iowa.
I think that the
With the
pack,
purple.
aren't they?
I'm looking at these 13 seeds here. I think they're my favorite out of these 13 seeds.
Oh, they're the Panthers.
I think the Missouri Valley Conference is one of the, I think they're like in that group of mid majors that's just below like the high mid majors.
Sure.
Okay.
They always produce quality teams. Um, they're currently projected to play Vanderbilt. Obviously, that's not set in stone.
That would
But
be rough.
it would be rough. But like I said, these current projections aren't set in stone. There's very likely not a lot of these matchups are actually going to be the ones that we see.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go 13/4, and if I have to pick a 13/4, it will probably be Northern Iowa against whoever they play.
That's awesome. I love that pick. I don't think it'll happen, but I would love for it to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give mine, and I'm gonna go tell you it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. A 14/3.
Oh man.
Give me my Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. They haven't.
The one that haven't even qualified?
Listen,
They're
currently
up
it is
7. They're up 7 right
11:42
now.
p.m. on the East Coast. They haven't even won. But in my heart, I know who's going to win
Bro,
that
if
game.
they blow this
They got 5
game and
minutes.
then we release this podcast episode a couple days from now, you're gonna look like an
They're
idiot.
gonna blow it while
We'll
we're
just
doing
start
this.
with
There's
my
only like
hand
7
up.
minutes left.
They'll start with my hand up, and I get that. But in my heart, I know they're coming out on top, and they are going to go out there and beating the Cornhuskers.
I love Nebraska.
Bro, are y'all seeing this? Their team manager just got shoved over by a player for UC Irvine.
Oh my god. Drama in the Big West.
They can't lose after that. They're going to get
Bro,
like 18
their
free
manager was coming out to get the players high fives, and a UC Irvine player just went woo and threw him across the floor.
Speaking of managers, Amir Khan is back in March Madness this year since McNeese came back.
Wow.
Qualified.
Surely they put McNeese beside NC State, right? So it's Amir Khan versus Will Wade.
Hey, Big
That
Al,
would
Big
be
Al,
so
look how
funny.
look how excited I am.
I got to a point where I couldn't stand that guy last year.
Same.
It became obvious that it got to his head, and that's the point where I was like,
He signed an NIL deal to stand in the hall with a jukebox. That is what he was doing. And make social media posts. I do not think that was warranted, and it pissed me off a little bit. I hate to see
Yeah, but
others winning. I hate to see others winning.
fun fact, he
Yeah,
was
but-
going to transfer to NC State with Will Wade, but his credits couldn't transfer, so he had to stay at McNeese.
I heard that Will Wade didn't want him to come. My sources,
also-
that's what he said.
Yeah, but like the cheerleaders wore socks with his face on it.
Bro, we're just taking a dump on some random college student in the middle of a sports podcast.
Okay, Amir Khan is not a random college student anymore. Okay.
That's just funny. All right, let's list some more teams. This is a dark horse pick. I would like to know, who do y'all think, maybe not like a super popular pick. We're talking like 5, 6 ranges, maybe even down to like, you can decide what dark horse means. But a
You wanna
dark
do
horse
5
pick that
through, like,
could,
11?
we're not just
Dark
saying
horse is 4 through 8.
yes,
in my opinion.
and I'm
4
not
through
just
8.
saying 4 and down, I would say. And I'm not just saying teams that you think are going to go on a run. These are teams that you think could win it all from 4 and down.
St.
Sure.
John's.
Bang. That was my pick. St. John's. Give
They're
us
the best 5 seed of all time.
give us some stuff on St. John's, Big Al. What do you got about
Rick
St.
Pitino's
John's?
their coach.
There you go. That is a factual
And-
We
statement.
study hard. We
And-
study hard.
If you're not Kentucky, unless you're Kentucky, if you are a high seed that gets upset in the first few rounds, I've noticed that you tend to get retribution the next year.
That is also true.
I've noticed that tends to happen.
They come back swinging, man.
So, I mean, UVA was the first ever 1 seed to lose, and then they won the Natty the next year. So I like St. John's to get to the Elite 8 at least. I might pick them. all the way
Okay,
to the Final
okay.
Four. I really like that team. I was flabbergasted by what they did to UConn today.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
I think they're severely underranked. I won't be shocked if they move up to 4, honestly.
Yeah, probably. After that win, I would not be shocked.
But yeah, I mean, I have to pick St. John's. I've been glazing them the whole time we've been sitting here. So if I say any other team, it's just not going to look genuine.
To preserve my public image, I'm going to go St. John's. Zay, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna reiterate. I've already said it. There's just so many teams that I like. This is the range that I have like fallen in love with some of these teams. I tune in every single game that I can. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with my gut because I picked this team and then I started looking at the bracket. I'm like, oh, what about this one? What about this one? Give me Kansas. I mean, that basketball team, Darren Peterson is not the only person on that basketball team.
Is he
That is,
going to play?
to be quite honest with you, I think they need him to
Yeah,
get that far.
I
But
agree.
obviously, we're talking peak, like in their
Yes.
highest potential. I think that basketball team could beat anybody if they're playing at all cylinders. Now, will they? That's why they're a dark horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they're a 4 seed. They've lost some games against big teams. Some other teams that I like, and I'll just throw these out here.
You want
I
to talk about the
really,
Rams? You want to talk about the Rams of
I
VCU?
like VCU a lot, but even then, I wasn't going to really mention them because there's 3 teams on the West, genuinely in the West, that I'm like, these teams could make a run. These teams could be the 2 that come out in the Elite Eight. I had Wisconsin.
Okay, that's a good pick. They're
Wisconsin.
they're weirdly good.
Yeah. I had
They get
BYU,
bro,
Bonsa,
they get
and I had
hot.
Miami. And I
Yeah,
had
who?
Miami.
The Miami. Okay.
I
Not
love
Ohio. Not Ohio, by the way.
Not
Not Miami.
Ohio.
no,
The other one. The other
no.
one.
I love Donaldson. I love they have a post player. I can't say his last name. It's a French last name. It sounds like Reynou or Ray, like
Reno.
he reminds me so much of their post player when they went to the Final Four. And you guys,
Yeah.
when it was Nigel Pack
Yeah.
and that team, and they had I cannot remember his name that was in the post, but that guy dominated, and this guy reminds me. He is like the spitting image. He is a reincarnation of this guy, and he just dominates the post. And he's like 6'9", but they can't get him out of the paint. He board machine, and then they've got Donaldson who's shooting from the logo. They have capable wings. They have guard depth. Like Miami, BYU, they have Dybonsa. I mean, just them in and of itself, he is just dominating everyone. And
Let
then
me talk about
Wisconsin,
Dubonsa a little bit because
sure, go ahead.
BYU is who I was going to say for my dark horse. Um, Dude, I am a big Big 12 fan. I watch a lot of Big 12 basketball. I'm a West Virginia fan outside of Liberty, so I mean, I watch a lot of Big 12. I think it's the best conference in basketball right now. Dude, Dybonsa is the real deal.
Yeah,
If I was an NBA GM and I had the first overall pick, screw Darren Peterson. It's Dybonsa
yeah,
all day for me.
absolutely. Yeah,
There's nothing he can't do. He reminds me of a taller, lankier Paul George. He does it all. He plays great defense, elite defense. He's an elite scorer. People question his outside shot, but every time I watch him, bro, everything goes in. Like it's a questionable shot, maybe, but like, bro, he can make it. Um, I think they have a lot of quality wins. They have some very close losses. They played Arizona tough a couple weeks ago. They beat a Texas Tech team by a pretty decent margin. I'm looking here. It was 6. They had a rough stretch in the middle of the year where they took some L's against some very good teams, but man, all year they've just been a great team. They played Clemson, they beat them. Clemson made the tournament. They played Miami, who you were just talking about, beat them. They beat
hmm
Wisconsin, who's going to be a 5
yeah.
seed. They beat Wisconsin 98-70. And that was before the
Was it
injury
on
to
the
their point
road or
guard.
at home?
Let me check for you. I believe it was at home, but I'll double check. It was in Salt Lake City. It was on Salt Lake
Okay.
City's in a tournament preseason, probably Feast Week if I had
Even
to guess.
still, 28 points.
Man, I just think DeBonsta, when you have a player of DeBonsta's caliber, he can take you there. It's similar to like the Bucks in the NBA, where it's like, yeah, the roster's not the best, but
Yeah,
Giannis gives you a chance in any game you're in. I feel the same way about DeBonsta. I feel like BYU could go on a crazy run just on his back,
yeah. I'm with you, and they're all in the West. So
and
I
they're
think
all
feel
in
the
the
that's like
West.
I
same.
think the
I
West
feel the
is the
same about the Louisville Cardinals with Michael Brown.
Is he gonna
Michael
play though?
Brown's too injury prone,
Is
man.
he hurt right now?
Is he?
He
Let me
can't. He
look.
wasn't. He didn't play in the conference tournament.
That
He
could.
is. He
I
cannot
don't like.
stay healthy
I
for
didn't
him.
see if he was coming back for NCAA or not. If he is, then I like them.
Let me see.
But
Let's see what the ever reliable Google AI overview says.
Mm.
He hopes to play in the NCAA tournament.
If he
So
plays, I like them. If he doesn't, they'll lose in the first round or second round.
I low-key agree.
That's fair.
Landry,
Michael
who do
Brown
you
will
got?
watch
I
it.
want to throw it down to Landry because he hasn't talked in a minute. What do you got for a dark horse?
Can I know I've been trending ACC here, but can I throw Clemson out? I
Hey,
mean,
Clemson's a good team. I'm gonna go to the
Clemson's a
bathroom while
team.
you make
ACC
this
always
pick.
overperforms. So like any good mid level ACC team is like that's a pretty decent bet most of the time.
There have only been
Well,
3 March Madnesses since the year 2000 where there has not been an ACC team in the Final Four. 22 out of
okay.
the 25 March Madnesses. So pick your ACC team and run with them because one of them is going to end up there.
Yeah. Well, let me shout out Clemson then, because Clemson took down UNC, right, in the ACC tournament. They started with Wake Forest, took down Wake Forest, then took down UNC, who was by far expected to win that game. But no, they took down UNC. Did they lose to Duke? Yeah, but guess what? Before losing to Duke in the regular season, they beat Louisville, they beat Miami. They beat some good teams on their way to this ACC tournament. So is Clemson going to be probably an 8 seed, probably a 9 seed, somewhere in between 8 and 9, probably? But I mean, RJ Godfrey, you got a couple other players on this squad that I really like. So I think that Clemson could do something. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I don't hate that. Any ACC pick I love. I think that conference is so deep. I think it is so
Absolutely.
deep.
Like, who just decided one year that the ACC was a lesser conference?
I don't know because they keep performing in March. They keep performing in March.
Like,
They do it every single year.
Like who just showed up one day and was like, I don't think the ACC is good anymore. Like who like
You know what it is?
every year the ACC proves that they're a high tier conference by how their teams perform in March.
You know what it
And I
is?
don't understand why we go right back to them being the worst Power Five conference the very next year. It doesn't make any sense.
This is what I think, okay? And this is just my personal opinion on the matter. It's
Mhm.
these conference versus conference uh invitationals. They keep doing the ACC versus SEC challenge. And I think the ACC is a great conference, but the SEC has just objectively been one of the top two conferences the last couple years. So they keep getting beat pretty. Last year was significant. This year it was much closer. Last year was significant
The
by,
ACC is a lot better this year.
yes, by these elite teams in the SEC, and everyone sees that and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it was 9-2 for the SEC." The ACC is not very good, and I don't think it's fair, and I don't always think it's right. But I think that just kind of gives them a bad rap, and it carries on for the rest of the season because then you just get into conference play, and it's just like, oh, they're just beating each other up.
And before that, it was the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
Yeah,
And the thing that I always have beef with is that you would think like, oh, if this team has to play on the road in the SEC, surely they'll get a home game next year, and it just doesn't happen.
no,
Like SEC just holds like 2/3 of the home games.
yeah.
It happened this year. I mean, it is just so. Virginia Tech, just for example, had to go up. Virginia Tech missed the March
Here
Madness.
we are.
Horrendous year. Can I just point this out? 3 years ago, not this year, not last year. We had to go play at Auburn.
Yeah, and Auburn was nasty last year.
Jemai Broom, Auburn. Chad Baker Mazzara, Auburn. And Virginia Tech was at the bottom of the ACC. Who's going
Yeah,
to win that game?
no, and that's the kind of thing I'm
Who's going
talking
to win
about.
that game?
People see that, and all they see post tournament is they're like, "Oh, there's another loss for the ACC." It's like, no way, they weren't going to win that game. They
They
just
were a
weren't.
top 5 team. Virginia Tech sucked. It's like, dude, it's like, what are you going to do about that? We had to go to South Carolina
By the
this
way,
year.
did you see what happened to that guy from Auburn last year? The old dude, the guy you just mentioned, Mazzara or whatever his name was.
Yeah, he got kicked off USC, man.
He quit. He got
Yeah.
hurt, and his coach wanted him to play, and he said, "I'm not playing." And he went and he left the bench mid game and went and sat with his friends in the frickin' stadium. He
He
just
sat with
left,
That's a
Rodney
rough look.
Rice, former Hokie.
bro.
Former Hokie.
He was like, "Frick this! I'm I'm hurt, and I'm gonna go chill with my friends." What a way to
So
end your like 7 year basketball career.
he went to JUCO halfway through and ended up at Auburn after.
And then he went to USC and just quit. He was done.
Yeah.
Crazy to me. Anyways, you want to do any more discussions about what could be the bracket tomorrow, or do you want to kind of get on to conference tournaments a little bit?
I'm good.
I
I'm
say
good.
we move on to conference tournaments for time's sake,
Okay, cool.
because we still have NBA discussions to come, and it's almost at the hour mark.
I cannot wait for these NBA discussions, man. You're about to get me turned up a little bit. Anyway,
Can I have a
So
quick
we can talk
question real
briefly
quick?
about some conference tournament stuff.
Quick
yeah.
question. Not about college basketball. This can be cut out. But was my connection really poor in my room earlier? Because it was like trying to like reconnect me, and that's why I moved out here.
Your video was a little choppy, but it always looks a lot better. Like Landry's been choppy all night, but I'm sure it'll be fine whenever
Okay.
it puts it together, just because we're all using our own recording, you know?
Sure. I was gonna move back into my room, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't gonna
It
like
it
ruin
uploads it
everything.
it uploads full like HD no matter what, so you're good.
Okay. All
I would
right.
say
Well,
I
I'm
would
moving back
try the
in.
room thing, and if it keeps saying like reconnecting or something like that, giving you problems, maybe move back out, but I think it's
And if the
fine.
people see you like reconnecting, like it's not the end of the world. Like that's the
Yeah.
Sure.
thing right
It's a
That's
virtual pod. It's not like
yeah.
it's
Okay.
now.
Because
Okay.
I was low key being really loud, and my dad has to get up at like 5 in the morning.
shout out to Dwayne, man.
Shout out Dwayne.
I've been
Oh,
choppy.
Hawaii! Hawaii!
That's
Zay's pick
Hawaii's
crazy.
got it.
Zay's pick is going to
Hawaii's
look
got it.
pretty good, man.
Hawaii's got it.
What a play by the big man.
That was crazy.
Bro, the WAC championship hasn't even started yet. It starts at 11:59.
That's crazy.
Well, that's like 6 p.m. over there. Or not 6 p.m. That's like
9.
9,
It's
yeah.
9. That's still a late time to start a game.
Dude, you have no idea how excited I am for March Madness. I am so excited.
I think it's my most anticipated sporting event every single
Oh,
year.
it's not just the most anticipated sporting event. It is the most anticipated event of the year for me. I care more about this than my birthday. I care more about this than freaking Christmas.
I would have to agree.
The
I would
first
have to agree to
Thursday
that.
of March Madness is my favorite day of the year.
It's March, bro, but that's
Yeah.
the best part. It's not just the first Thursday, it's the Friday and the Saturday and the Sunday, and then we go the next week and it's the Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It's the whole thing.
Just nothing's
Yeah.
worse than the depression of getting your first game wrong, which for me is more often than not within the
It
first
it
two
happens
games
to
that you
me
play.
every single year.
Like
Every single year.
because you're going in like I got it this year. Like I'm gonna go undefeated in the first few days. Like I'm gonna get these games right, and then just nope.
First
Well,
game
one of
wrong,
those has
yeah.
an asterisk because I picked West Virginia. We were the first game when we played Maryland and we got beat.
I picked West Virginia,
I did
and they
too.
got beat.
And
That was
I
pissed
well
off.
that I guess it's not an asterisk because I would have picked us regardless of if I was a fan or not. Zay is frozen.
No, he's fine. He's okay.
He moves for me.
Oh, okay, never mind then. He must just be
I'm
frozen for me.
Okay, do we want to get into like we can talk briefly about like some games that we liked in the conference tournaments?
That sounds good to me, man.
It's hard not to talk about the Arizona game
Oh my
against Iowa
goodness.
State for
What a
me.
freaking game, dude.
I only saw the last minute or so. Of course, that was the best part of the game to watch. And I had it on the background, so I actually wasn't paying attention when the shot happened. That's the worst part.
That sucks.
Um, it was a crazy shot.
It was a
Like,
crazy shot. What a bucket,
it was
man.
like a Kawhi kind of shot.
Yeah, was.
It just goes back to the Arizona being my favorite team. Iowa State's a very good team. Those players have that clutch gene.
Yep.
I think Arizona State is the team that I trust the most to win these close games. And
I
think that
have to agree.
game is the best example of that because Iowa State, obviously, that's a 2 seed. Like they're a very good team who's I don't see losing in the first 2 to 3 rounds. So like,
Yeah. Iowa
y'all can
State.
talk about some.
What
Y'all
were you
can
gonna
talk
say?
about some games that y'all liked, but that was probably my favorite of the week so
It
far.
was my favorite game too, and Iowa State proved this is the game. I have always thought Iowa State's good. I think Iowa State's great. They've been blowing teams out in the conference tournament. They've looked good all season. Like I hate when I look at the schedule and West Virginia has to play them because I'm just like, man, just chalk it up. It's a loss already. But this is the game against Arizona because I consider Arizona to be a top two team in the country. And this game, the fact that they took them straight right down to the wire. That this is the game that confirmed to me that Iowa State is legit. Like they are a
Block.
championship contender. What is that from Zay?
Venezuela's beating Japan.
Oh wow, up
Bottom,
three.
end of the eighth. End of the eighth.
Did you guys just see
Venezuela.
Hawaii save their stakes?
Yes, that was crazy.
What a
Sorry, guys.
block.
I know we're talking basketball. I just got excited.
It's okay. No, we can do little things like that where we look at
Yes.
this. Look what's happening in the sports world right now.
Look what's happening. Venezuela is defying the odds.
They are, bro. If Japan doesn't make it, it's going to make me ecstatic.
That'd be hilarious.
DR
That would be
Venezuela
crazy.
might start a war.
You see Irvine can't get a stop, man. They cut it to two
DR
and they got.
Venezuela might start a war.
This game is over, bro.
World War III is not coming out of the Middle East. It's coming out of Venezuela, and it's going to be over baseball.
For all you Conference USA people, Dre Bullock from Louisiana Tech is leading this Hawaii Rainbow Warriors team.
Oh,
Wow, what a pool.
I will say,
what a good
I think
dunk.
it's there was a specific team we wanted to talk about before we got into NBA stuff, and seeing as we're at the hour mark, I think it would be good to kind of start talking about that. If y'all are ready to talk about our alma mater / current school
Oh, man.
and their performance.
Go
in
Flames, baby. But that made me
conference
sad.
tournament. For those who don't know, I think I brought it up in the first episode, or I mentioned it, but all of us on this pod are either alumni or current students at Liberty University. So we're going to talk about them just by default. So we were pretty disappointed this past Wednesday at our team's performance against Mo State, of
Oh
all
my
teams,
gosh, bro.
in the conference tournament. We didn't look very good in the last few games of the year. Like, I had lost a lot of the confidence in the team. Like, I thought, okay, maybe we can slip through the tournament and get to March Madness. I don't expect us to win a game in March Madness. I won't be surprised if we lose in the semifinals or the finals of the conference tournament. They still found a way to disappoint me.
Yeah.
Like, there were at least 2 points in that game where I was like, okay, we got this. We got up 10, I think. Like, Ryan Jones, of all
Yes.
players, was kind of going off.
Bro, Ryan Jones was
And then-
playing such a good game. Best game of the season
My
out of him.
hero. My
And then
hero. Where do I
it's-
even begin?
I forgot his name, like Ume Cisse or something like that. Some like
Osei Bonsu.
Yeah,
Osei
Osei
Bonsu.
Bonsu.
We had absolutely no answer for that guy. There was a
Oh.
stretch of the game where he was just getting everything he wanted in the paint,
It was
and that's
just
when they took over the game.
it was just like
And
it was when we couldn't have Ryan Jones on him, he was just bullying us. Like he would get the ball in the paint and he would put his shoulder into someone and he would pound dribble until he could take a hook shot or a drop step. And
Well-
it was the simplest, most effective thing I've ever seen because we just had no answer. And we couldn't double because they were hitting their outside shots. And if we do double, it's like Colin Porter against a 6'4". Do you know that dude is 6'6", 280 pounds? That is a mountain of a man. He is a brick. And like, I mean, Cleveland and Josh Smith, they were doing their best. But the only dude we had who could physically match him was Ryan Jones, and Ryan Jones' stamina is just not good enough to keep him out there as much as that guy had been out there. And so, I mean, it was disappointing.
kind of made me wish we played Ryan Jones more in the regular season.
I've been
Like,
saying that all year, bro. I love
I
Ryan
don't see-
Jones.
Like, he's better than Xander Yates.
I'm
Like,
the biggest
honestly.
Ryan Jones believer, man. He's so much better than Xander
second.
Yates.
Biggest
Like
Ryan
Xander
Jones.
Yates, if you're watching this pod, I'm sorry, but you just like it wasn't your year. You know, you didn't really do much.
The Hawaii
It's
Rainbow
okay.
Warriors have taken the
They
Big
got
West.
it done, man.
Zay's pick's alive.
We
They
did
got
it.
it done.
Zay's pick is alive.
Zay's
Go
pick
ahead.
is alive.
It was written in the stars.
Oh my goodness, bro. I just turned on the Clippers Kings game and the Clippers are up by like 14. What are we doing?
The Kings are up
You
Here
mean the
we go.
Kings? The Kings are up by 14.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
because they took
Anyways.
a chance on Russell Westbrook.
Anyways, back to business with the Flames. I think, like you were saying, Big Al, our offense is something that kind of struggled down the stretch. I feel like teams kind of figured out. Obviously, our offense is elite, and we shoot the ball well. We are one of the best shooting teams in the country.
That's the
We
thing, though, we're a shooting team. When,
Yes.
when those aren't falling at a rate at least close to like 40, 45%,
Mhm.
we're in trouble.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we have issues in the paint on the other side like we did.
Mhm.
But I mean, I feel like teams figured out how to guard the people figured out how to guard the perimeter play from people, especially like Matheny and Porter struggled down the stretch just because people were not only switching screens against them, they were hedging very aggressively and pushing them off the spot so that they couldn't re-screen. Because we love to run the thing where Zach Cleveland will screen and Matheny will run off, they'll fake the handoff, and then he'll immediately cut back, catch the ball, and shoot. People were hedging the fake to where we couldn't get the run back through. I noticed that several times, and I feel like teams were really figuring out how to stop us from getting the easy ones like that. And those are great looks for guys like Matheny and Porter. And when we don't have those going, and it's pretty much just Brett Decker trying to be Superman out there on offense, it gets very difficult.
Yeah, and teams started to guard. Well, Decker had a hard time finding shots in a lot of these later games. I noticed like we would go like an entire half and he would shoot the ball from three maybe twice
They were
because
just
they were
full
like
deny.
it was full denial. Like he wasn't as lights out as he had been
Mhm.
earlier in the year later too as well. Like he would hit him still, but like it wasn't like
He dropped from 52% to three from free to 48.5% from three. So,
yes,
I
yes.
mean, I mean,
I mean he still lights out. It's just like the team as a something I've noticed with this team in particular, this group of players, as long as they've been playing together, the core three,
mhm.
they feed off of each other, and when one of them is struggling, they all struggle.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I'd agree.
I like there are games I think Matheny and Cleveland more so than Porter have the ability to carry the team in certain situations, but more often than not, when Zach Cleveland is turning the ball over a lot, when Matheny's threes aren't falling, it all seems to happen at the same time, and when it does, we have no chance.
See, I agree with you, and I think the reason for that is that the offense is so interconnected. Obviously, Zach Cleveland is probably the primary playmaker, but Porter is the primary initiator, and I would say Matheny is the primary threat from three. So those three are the core, obviously, and I feel like if you mess with one part of that, like say Zach Cleveland's having a bad game. Say Zach Cleveland's having a bad game and he's generating a lot of turnovers. Well, he is the primary passer on the team. So that in turn affects everyone else. And same goes for Matheny. If Matheny's not having a great game, teams can kind of leave him and then it makes life harder on everyone else. So I feel like since those three are the integral like cogs of the offense, if one of them isn't turning right, like you said, they all tend to struggle.
We just we don't have that guy outside of Matheny on the right night who you're giving the ball to. I guess you could say Cleveland too, but like as good as those guys are, I don't put them in that tier of player where it's like I'm putting the ball in your hand, go get the game-winning shot. Like I know you for a fact you can create your own offense, like get the shot that you want and win the game.
Yeah.
As good as I think Cleveland is, as good as I think Matheny is, I don't think either of those players are that tier of player where they're like, it's you all the way.
See,
Go win the game right now.
I agree with you, and I really said that last year. I feel like the reason for that is number one, we don't run an offense where one person is our best player. Like it's so hard to put your finger on who's the best player on this team because everyone in the offense is so involved. Like we have like four people averaging over 10. And so um I feel like that guy for us is Matheny. It seems like at the end of games we give the ball to him, but he's also 5'10", maybe. So it's
It's because
like,
he can hit. He
yes,
has the most like
he has the
bag
most
offensively.
yes,
He
he
can
has
hit
the
the
most
craziest shots.
speed and he has the best shooting capability off the dribble. So I feel like he's our guy at the end of games, but he's obviously smaller, and so it's hard to rely on that down the stretch of games. I agree with what you're saying though.
We just don't we don't have that Darius McGee type player in this
Yes.
like this generational like this is the guy on the team who's I say that Darius
The
McGee had that
guy,
one game
five
against
nine
us
point
where he went
guard,
like 8 for
Darius
19
McGee.
from three.
Bro, he was that guy. Oh my goodness.
He's the
Oh,
best
Hmm.
player in school history, right? Like definitely.
it's him or like uh K- um shoot. What's the guy's name?
Kyle Rote.
Caleb Hawkins? Caleb
Kyle Road.
I'm blanking on his name.
San Antonio
I
Spurs.
mean, Darius McGee dropped
G-Leaguer,
48 in a game, though.
double.
Yeah, you're right. Bro, what do you know about freaking Seth Curry at Liberty?
Real.
He
That
did play
brother,
at Liberty before he
that
moved to
brother
Duke.
was shooting at Liberty. Oh my goodness.
He did play at Liberty.
Yeah. Anyone else got anything on Liberty?
I'm ready to move on to the NBA if you
Brett
have any
Decker,
kind of
please
things
don't
talking
go to
about this Provo
UVA.
team.
Let's
Just get
transition.
bigger. Get
Let's
bigger at the guard
transition.
position.
Yeah, and we will. Eli Sandholm is going to be an awesome, awesome player for us. I watched his
If
film,
Brett
dude. He's six
Decker
foot. He's
goes
six
to
foot
UVA,
six.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
If what happens, what'd you say?
If Brett Decker goes to UVA, I don't know what I would do.
I'm gonna be
Oh,
upset.
crap.
I'm gonna be upset, but I'll
Don't
cheer
speak
for him.
that. Don't speak that.
Brett Decker's my goat.
We are good at keeping our players.
We are.
School
He
Because
did
people
tell
like-
Troy that he wouldn't leave.
He told me that.
Is that what he said?
He DM'd me. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Bro, last year when the portal opened, I DM'd him and I said, "Please don't leave, goat," with like the prayer hands emoji, and he texted me back in the DMs and said, "I got you," and then he didn't leave. So I might have to
Send
step
another
in
one.
again this year.
Send another one. He just
I
sent
might
you a
have to step
fading
in again.
rose. Just sent you a fading rose. And then the same
Oh,
day we
man.
get the announcement, Brett Decker transfers to Louisville.
That would break my heart, man. That would break my
That would
heart.
suck.
My
Oh,
goat.
that would suck.
Of the highest degree.
Oh man, that would suck. Anyways,
What do you
Then
know
this-
about Cal Baptist, bro?
bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key rooting for them.
Cal
Their
Baptist
jerseys
doesn't
are-
want to tear.
Their jerseys are
Cal
ugly,
Baptist.
man.
You don't like these like weird dark gold,
It's
navy
like
blue.
honey mustard colored.
Yeah.
Honey mustard.
Very, very weird. Anyways, let's transition to the NBA because, oh baby, a lot is happening in the NBA
Have
right
we
now.
got a lot to say
So
about
much.
this?
Have we got something to say about the
You
NBA?
guys don't even know. You're in for a treat.
All right, Big Al. How about you? How about since we're all in for a treat? How about you lead us off with some Charlotte Hornets
Let
conversation?
me tell you something about the Charlotte Hornets. We might not be bad anymore. We might actually have a team that not only can compete for a playoff spot, but can compete when they get that playoff spot, whoever they're playing.
Mhm.
They might actually have a chance to beat good teams in a 7-game series. I haven't said this about the Charlotte Hornets since I first started watching them in the Kemba Walker era when we made the playoffs and went 7 games with Miami. And Purple Shirt Guy ruined it for us, and Dwayne Wade went on a tear, and we lost that series despite being up 3-2, which was heartbreaking. But that's the last time I watched the Hornets in a playoff series. It's been a long time. It's been almost a decade. And words cannot describe how excited I am about this team that we have right now.
Dude,
It's
y'all
it
got a
reminds
crazy
me-
future.
It reminds me of like other teams like that kind of sprouted, like the Pistons, even the Thunder. Like that's obviously an extreme example, but like we built this team up through the draft.
What
Like,
is that?
Oh,
Zay, can you mute that? That is loud.
is it really? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
It like got progressively louder as Big Al was talking. It was like he was getting like faded out or played off or something.
Zay was intentionally increasing the volume to drown me out.
He's like, we don't want to hear this about Brandon Miller.
He's like, freak the Charlotte Hornets.
Sorry. Might get copyrighted for that.
Yeah, the MLB does not have anything better to do than copyright a podcast with like 8 viewers.
You'd be
Our
surprised.
record since January 22nd, I want to say it's like 18-6, something like that.
It's very
You
good.
want to say or it is?
It's. I watched part of the Spurs. I watched the beginning of the Spurs Hornets game earlier today, and I'm fairly certain they showed it as 18-5, and we lost today, so that means it's 18-6.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
Who'd you lose to today?
Spurs. So
Oh,
not a bad
okay.
loss.
Well, that's a great loss. The Spurs are very.
It was
very
an
good.
okay
We are in the
loss,
corner
yeah.
right now. We've lost 3 of our last 5, and the teams around us aren't helping because they're all going on win streaks. So that's the problem right now. We might not get higher than the 10 seed, despite how good we've played. But this is a team that can win 2 play-in games. I think they're capable. So
Oh my
I'm not going to
goodness,
count them
yes.
out. And dare I say, win a game or 2 against the Detroit Pistons in the first round if they need to. That's a rematch I'd love to see too, given what happened the last time they played. Musa Diabate versus Jalen Duren after what happened last time. That'd be electric
That'd
for
be
the
awesome.
playoffs.
I would love to see y'all against the
Miles
Pistons,
Bridges
man.
versus Beef Stew Part 2.
Oh my goodness, that would be electric. That would be electric. Square
But
back
yeah,
up.
like,
Have them fight again.
I want to talk about the Rookie of the Year race.
Hey, let's talk about it because there's a lot to talk about.
This. Con Knipple might just go and win it.
Hey, let me tell you something. My opinion on this has changed. I used to be a Cooper Flag guy just because, this is why. Cooper Flag is the only good player on his team, if we're being honest, and he is the best player on his team. And he's a great player. And he has the highlights, he has the 40 bombs. He's an awesome player. He's going to be a top 5 player in the NBA someday. I think he has the potential to be the best player in the NBA someday, besides like maybe Wemby. But
he is playing at the same time as Wemby. That's the problem.
yes, that's a big asterisk. But Con Knipple has changed my opinion on this in the last couple weeks just because of the continued dominance that he's got, dude. He's a rookie and the Hornets run so many sets for him. If you watch these Hornets games, they're teeing up plays to get a rookie a look, and they're doing it down the stretch of games when they need people to step up, and it's the rookie over and over and over. And like without him, the Hornets are nowhere near the position they are right now. So I just love that he's able to do that. I love it for Charlotte, and I think he's my rookie of the year now just because of that.
Well, obviously I'm biased, but he's my rookie of the year. He's the best shooting rookie ever. That's not. He's already broken the record. He's gonna blow it out of the water. It's gonna be close to 300. It might be hard to beat it ever. Honestly, like I don't think you can be more efficient than he has been as a rookie. Like I think this is the maximum level of efficiency that a rookie can achieve.
I have to agree.
Landry, how do you feel about this?
Like you just don't see. Yeah, I do want to hear from Landry. Like we're talking about Rookie of the Year right now. I know you had some stuff to say about this. So.
I mean, I'm definitely a Con guy. He set the rookie record for 3-pointers. He blew stuff out of the water.
More than just a three-point shooter, by the way. He can do more things.
He creates.
He can.
He passes.
He does create. Now, and here's the thing. There's a lot of guys out there that I've seen, because once Con passed the record for rookie 3-pointers, it was like, oh, well, Steph Curry was a part of the era where they didn't shoot 3-pointers. And so he created this opportunity for Con to be able to shoot the 3-pointers. I mean, it's that like kind of Kobe fan base coping of where, I really like this player. So instead of recognizing the greatness of the next man up, I'm going to cope for my favorite player and find a reason why he's still the GOAT. Like, Steph Curry is a great player. I'm not going to sit here and say that Con Knipple is better than Steph Curry just because of the threes that he made in his rookie year. However, 200 plus threes and still having a couple games is a lot more than 160. Is all I'm saying. I think he finished with 165. I think Steph Curry did. So anyway, Con passed it.
The argument is that the three you weren't allowed to shoot as many threes back then in general, and especially for rookies. Like you just like for when Steph Curry was a rookie, 163 is absurd.
Charles Lee is the perfect coach for this man because Charles Lee's whole offensive philosophy is get him up, just shoot. He came from Joe Mazzulla, whose philosophy is get him up, just shoot the three ball.
And we can shoot him.
And
it's not just Con.
You have the
you
personnel
got
to shoot
Miller,
him.
Who is
Dude,
becoming.
Have you seen since the All-Star break, the leaders in total 3-point made for the whole league? Number 1 is Con, number 2 is LaMelo, and number 3 is Brandon Miller. They're all 3 Hornets players before you get a single player from any other team. That's unbelievable.
We shoot so many,
and it's incredible, and it works.
Now it can come back to bite us because when we're cold, it's not good, and that's been the story in some of these losses we've had recently. But more often than not, we're able to get away with these heavy 3-point shooting offensive schemes because we just shoot the ball so well. We have so many guys who can shoot the ball well that it doesn't matter if one or two guys aren't hitting their shots that day.
Exactly.
Because even after those three, Miles Bridges is a decent 3-point shooter.
Good 3-point shooter.
We've got Josh Green and Grant Williams off the bench, who are both elite 3-point shooters in their own right, especially in the corner.
I love me some
Green
Grant
and
Williams.
have been some of the best bench players in all of basketball.
Bro, you haven't even mentioned Kobe White. Kobe White will give you 30 points.
The most underrated move at the trade deadline.
What a move!
Getting Kobe White on as the backup.
It's up there. It's up there with the Jared McCain to the Thunder one, but we'll get on that one later.
It is. Those are the biggest ones for not contenders.
The biggest problem for Charlotte, even during their run, was the drop off between offensive production from the starters to the bench.
Yeah,
that was the big issue, and the problem with that was, look, I like Colin Sexton. I liked him on the Hornets. He wasn't great as a Hornet in a lot of games. And behind him was Trey Mann, who unfortunately just hasn't been able to recover from his back injury and turn into the player that he was.
Yeah, he's just not looked the same, which is such a shame. I loved him before the injury.
And other times, because of that, we've had to run our third rookie, or our second, well, I guess you could say he's our third rookie, Sion James. We've had him run the point a little bit. It hasn't worked out. That's just not the kind of player he is. He's a 3-and-D.
Good player, though.
He's a great 3-and-D shooting guard, man.
Mm-hmm. And he's been really good for us since he hasn't had to play on ball, too. And Kobe, I've watched most games since we've gotten Kobe White, since he started playing. And, the difference is night and day between what this bench was and what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Having him, he's obviously it's good to have that kind of guy on the bench who's I'm going to get you a bucket when we need it. I'm scoring on this possession. But he's an underrated creator. He's made some, I've noticed he's passing more than even he did on the Bulls, which I don't know if that had something to do with the way the Bulls offense was run, the fact that he was probably their best scorer on the team.
Yeah.
Josh Giddey has the ball almost at all times on that Bulls team. I mean, he's
doing the right thing with it, man.
The amount of triple doubles he had. I think he's second in the league in triple doubles right now.
He just had one last night.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Giddey is doing a great work over there. But Kobe White was just that guy, came off the screen. Josh Giddey found him, dude. I mean, that was his job. So.
And he's really elevated the bench to, honestly, the 5 bench players right now, I'll list them off. It's Kobe White, it's Grant Williams, it's Josh Green, it's Sion James, and it's Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Yep.
That is a top.
It's a solid bench.
7 or 8.
Very good
bench in the league.
Yeah.
That is a very good bench. That is even with 2 rookies, I'd say that's a pretty good bench.
That's a great bench because the rookies are playing so well.
The other 3 are because you got Kobe, who I think was the second best player on the Bulls.
And you can count him as a veteran.
And then you got Grant Williams and Josh Green. Josh Green contributed to a finals run. Grant Williams contributed to a championship.
He was off the team before we won the championship.
You're right.
Which is such a shame. I wish Grant Williams got himself one with us.
He contributed to some
amazing playoff runs.
He's a winning player. That's what I'm saying. Isn't it crazy that when you put the unserious LaMelo Ball and give him actual talent to play around, that we actually win games with him?
That has been my biggest thing for the Hornets this season. Coming into this season, man, I love LaMelo. LaMelo is an awesome player. There's no one like him. He's so much fun to watch.
Like
Entertainment value with LaMelo is through the roof. But up until this year, I never had any faith in him playing winning basketball. He's a fun player. I just didn't think he was a winner because of his, his playground style. He's shooting one leg, pull up faders. He's just a crazy kind of unhinged kind of player. And I've never thought he would contribute to actual winning basketball. And then this year changed. He got a real team around him, a real coaching staff who invests in their players, and he's proven to me and many others that he can play winning basketball. And I love to see it because that makes me like him even more. Because I love when a player's fun and entertaining, but I love when a player's fun, entertaining, and they win. And he's winning now. And a large part of it is because of him, because he's such a good facilitator.
He's still the most important player on the team. We're still significantly worse when he's off the court, even with the addition of Kobe White. It's not the same. He is the engine that runs the offense. The attention he commands because of his wild shooting.
That's what I was about to say.
It's what opens up the offense for Con and Brandon
That's
Miller
what I
and
was
all
about to
these
say.
other guys.
He's not
Like,
the best scorer on the team. I would say the best scorer on the
it's
team
Brandon
is
Miller
Brandon
right now.
Miller, but the guy who demands the most attention from the defense is LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
Because
That's
he can
the-
pull up from half court, and you know he might not hit it. You know it's probably a bad shot, but he could hit it.
Bro, he
Like,
could hit it.
Just,
And if you let
he
him
could
do
just-
it 2 or 3 times, he will hit one.
he might just do it in your face off one leg.
And,
Anyway.
don't want
and
it,
even if
though.
you try to stop him, he might just do it anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, man. Do you think that the Hornets can continue this hot streak? Predictions. Do you think the Hornets will continue this hot streak and climb out of the play-in and miss the play-in entirely and make up the playoffs as an actual seed?
I think realistically at this point, I don't see a world, given how well these other teams are playing. I think we're like 4 or 5 games back now, and we've got it's less than 20 games left.
It's
Yeah.
like 17. Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult.
Let me
I
see the
think
standings.
I think our peak right now is the 7-8 game, honestly. Like, I'd say that's the best possible finish for us. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't even get there, just considering our schedule and the teams that are ahead of us and the way they're playing.
Yeah, we're 4 games back from the Raptors, which are the 6th seed.
Okay. So, yeah, you would need to climb up to the 6th seed to secure a spot to avoid the play-in, basically. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. We have to keep up we have to play like we've been playing, and like I said, we've kind of cooled down these last few games, so we might already be starting to cool down. And then,
Well, I mean, you've had some rough games. The Miami loss, you would love to have won that one, but Phoenix is a great Western Conference team, and then you played the Kings, and you got the job done against them, and then you played the Spurs, who are like the 2 seed out west and the second best team in the league right now. So it's like
I'm gonna read off the our last schedule here in a second.
I have it right here. You mean the remaining games?
Yes, the remaining.
I have it right here if you want me to.
I got it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Heat, Magic, Grizzlies, Kings is this next week.
That
should
is
at least be
light work.
but the Heat and Magic are both playing really good ball right now. I don't think we need to undersell those 2 games.
Well,
right
if you could beat them both.
Knicks, Sixers, Celtics, Nets. That's once again that there's 2 games in there you hope to win. Suns, Pacers, T-Wolves, Celtics, Pistons, Knicks.
We got
Like,
y'all
there's-
2 more times.
Yes, we hadn't played up until that first game.
I don't want to frickin' play y'all again, dude. That was
Like
nasty.
I said, this schedule, I'll say the teams are playing the number of times we have to play them. We still have to play the Knicks twice. We still have to play the Celtics twice. We still have to play the Pistons again. We still have to play the T-Wolves. We have toss-up games with the Sixers, the Suns, the Heat, and the Magic. There's some highly winnable games mixed in, but even as a fan, I don't see us going crazy good record like a 15-2 type of record through that span. So I would say my final prediction is that we'll finish as the 8 seed and play in the 7-8 game.
I would love that. That would be, dude, I would be glued to my TV for the 7-8 game against
You guys,
whoever
do you
it
think
is.
you play the Hawks? You think you play the Hawks in
The
that
Hawks
game?
have won 9 in a row.
That's what I was just looking at.
Crazy, by the way.
Shout out Jalen.
Jalen
Johnson.
Johnson's
Kuminga's
really
totally
good.
changed that team.
Yeah.
That is.
Bro, I know we didn't record podcasts for the last couple of years. I have been saying Jonathan Kuminga is so underrated and he's better than he's given credit for. I've been saying it for years. He's trapped in Golden State and he got out and he's proven me right.
And you put him in there with one of the most underrated rising stars in Jalen Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's a
TJ
dog.
McCollum had 30 tonight.
That's crazy.
CJ can still ball for an unk.
Corey
that
Kispert had 40 the other day.
Mhm.
It
That
was
team's playing really well.
crazy random.
Risa Shea is finally starting to not look like a number one pick, but like
He's looking like an NBA
play like
player.
he actually knows how to play
He's
He's
basketball.
taking form. He was a development project. They shouldn't have drafted him that high anyways.
no, bro,
That was a
no.
lot of pressure on him for being a project
Bro, if
player.
I had the first overall pick that year, I would have said, frick what you want, Alex Sarr. I don't care if you don't want to be a Hawk. You're going to be a Hawk.
Yeah, yeah. How about them
Okay,
Celtics though, man?
so do we want to get into the Boston Celtics? I think we're ready
Hey,
to get into
man,
the Boston
let's
Celtics.
talk about the Boston Celtics, man. Oh my gosh. Jason Tatum is back. My GOAT, my glorious king is back from an Achilles tear faster than any player has ever done it before, except for two players, Wesley Matthews and Kobe Bryant. Those are the only NBA players to ever return to action faster than Jason Tatum did this season. That's remarkable. And
I,
I don't know if y'all have tuned into a game yet where he's been playing. He looks good. He doesn't look. He obviously. This is the thing. He is getting his wind back. He can only play about max 10 minutes before he's like obviously just winded and just he has to go to the bench. But he's getting it back. The jump shot's a work in progress. His efficiency hasn't been great since he's been very streaky. He's been very off and on since he came back with his jump shooting, but finishing has been good. Getting to the rim has been good. My favorite part of watching what he's been doing since he came back is the amount of trust he has in this leg. Like I feel like me personally, if I did something that traumatic to one of my like legs, I would have a hard time like trusting it coming back from injury. You know, you might favor your right leg if you tore your left Achilles, something like that. He doesn't give a frick. He's pump faking, launching off of that left leg. He's dunking, landing on the left leg. He's playing defense, sliding. He's not favoring either leg, which is something that I love to see because I think confidence is an important part. You know, you don't want him to come back and like be scared to use that. So I think that's awesome. He really, I want to hear what y'all think about this, but I feel like he raises this Celtics team's ceiling from conference finals or maybe championship appearance to legit contender.
I I kind of like them in the East right now. I mean, I'm not super high on New York. I think Detroit's got a really good squad. I think that
Yeah,
would be a really fun series to
that'd
watch
be
y'all and the
so awesome,
Pistons
man.
in the conference finals. Um, those are the two teams I like the most in the East. I think the East has a lot of teams that are really hot right now. But if I had to get to the nitty gritty, I think it's between Boston and Detroit for me.
Hmm.
Um, and I do think Boston has a legit chance with Tatum back to because they were already a top two team before he came back. Like
If
I I
Tatum,
I, I don't even think it's crazy to say even before Tatum comes back that there's a chance they come out of the East.
I
Like,
think there's a chance we come
um,
out, but I didn't have the thing with me. The thing that's changed for me is I didn't have a lot of confidence in us beating whoever. If we did come out of the East, I didn't have a lot of confidence in us beating whoever came out the West because the West is loaded. But with Tatum back, especially if he returns to 80 to 90% of what he was before the injury this season, I think we have a legit chance because Jaylen Brown is going to be the one option for the rest of the season. That man is, in my opinion, second in the MVP conversation, personally. Well, third in the MVP conversation, personally. Um, I think he's been awesome. He's proven a lot of people wrong, including myself, this season. But if Tatum is there to, this is the thing, you can't double Jaylen Brown. The only way to stop him, Jaylen Brown is number two in the entire league in ISO percentage, ISO scoring percentage. I forget the exact stat. The only player ahead of him is the MVP himself, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's the only other player who's better at ISO scoring than Jaylen Brown this season. The thing that is crazy about Tatum coming back, you can't double Jaylen Brown anymore. You can't leave Jason Tatum open. So you
Yeah.
and the Celtics are a good enough team to work the ball to the open man, which we can figure out a way. Joe Mazzulla is a genius. It'll be Jason Tatum. You can't double him anymore. It used to be Tatum gets doubled, Jaylen Brown's a dump off man. Jaylen Brown goes and dunks on your center. You can't do that anymore. So I think it makes our offense so much more lethal to have another elite scorer like that who can I dare a team to put their third best defender on this version of Jason Tatum. He'll still drop 25. That's just how it is. So it makes me so excited, man. I'm so excited for the playoffs.
What do you think about Boston, Zay?
I've always, even when Jaylen Brown was the first option, I said they're beating most of the East. Like I've always been big on the Celtics team. One, because of their coaching. Like I mean, Missoula, he could probably take the YMCA in Boston and do something with it. And then you've got Jaylen Brown. I mean, ESPN's got him in the MVP commercial. They should. I
They
mean,
should. He's
that
number
Thunder
3 in my mind.
game
He's number 3.
phenomenal.
It's him or
That
Cade.
Thunder Celtics game was great. Um, they, as soon as I saw Troy's text saying Tatum was back, they immediately jumped to my team coming out of the East. I don't care. Jason Tatum is a top 5 MVP candidate when he's healthy, and now they've got a top 3 MVP candidate leading the team with a top 5 MVP candidate back with Derek White. You got Vucevic.
Hey, man.
If he
He'll
if
be
he
back
can
from he'll be back from
yeah,
his broken finger by the playoffs too.
yeah, if he
Peyton
can stay
Pritchard, bro.
healthy,
I
this
don't like
team
Peyton
was
Pritchard.
not supposed to be good. That's what we don't like. We're not talking.
That's the thing.
This team was supposed to be like, oh, we'll get a good draft
This
pick.
was going to be a
This
a
team
gap
could
year.
win the championship. This team
Dude,
could
they
do
said
something.
frick a gap year. Baylor
Yeah,
Shireman, dude. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Baylor Shireman the last couple weeks. I know he put you on notice, Zay, a couple days ago. Dude,
worst jump shot of all
dude,
time. I mean, it's
he been
worst
making
jump
it.
shot.
I swear it's one of those jump shots where you look at it and you're like, oh, and then it's just water. It makes no sense. But dude, the last couple weeks, the man has been playing through a broken thumb, and he's been playing so well despite the broken thumb that we can't bench him. That's what Missoula said in a post game. He said even though Tatum's coming back and he's got a broken thumb, he's played too well. I cannot take his minutes. I can't do it. Dude, Hugo Gonzalez, our rookie out of Spain, has the second highest plus minus of any rookie in NBA history. You know who number 1 is?
Dude who acts like he kills somebody every time he freaks up.
Yes, dude. He be distraught.
The
That's a good
Spanish
sign.
are very emotional. Spaniards are very emotional
He's
people.
been playing professional basketball since he was 13. He's second all time in rookie plus minus. Guess who's number 1?
LeBron.
Tim Duncan.
Well, that's
He's
they.
second behind Tim Duncan out of every rookie who's ever played in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah.
That's remarkable.
Listen, I am a huge Celtic. Like, I'm not a Celtics fan by any means. Like, half their team could go burn, but I do think that this team deserves everyone's respect. Like, this team put everyone on notice anyways, and then they got Jason Tatum.
I know, dude.
Like,
I'm pumped.
they got Jason Tatum. So I am absolutely. If we talk about the playoffs in the future, like if we have another podcast episode talking about NBA playoffs, the Celtics will be, unless something happens, they will be my pick out of the East. I love what the Pistons are doing. Good for them. I love to see Detroit back on top of some standings. They do not have what it takes to beat Boston with Jason Tatum being in that lineup. They just don't.
We'll
They
see.
just don't.
No.
Well,
It depends on what kind of Jason
With
Tatum we get.
with all
I
due
am high on the
respect,
Pistons. I
Big
like Cade
Al,
Cunningham.
if the Charlotte Hornets are capable of taking a few games in front of Detroit, in your opinion, you shouldn't be doing that when
Well,
I'm talking about the Boston Celtics.
I think the Hornets are capable of taking 2 games from any team. Right?
I
I mean, we've
absolutely
already
agree.
blown out the Celtics.
The Hornets are the
Any team
the
from
Hornets,
any basketball team in the
dude.
league.
The Hornets are
Yes, we
yes.
could
I
take 2
agree.
games from any basketball team in the league, including your Oklahoma
I
City
agree
Thunder.
with Big Al. I think
Um,
that the Hornets are the last team I wanted.
oh,
I would
I
rather
said 2
play,
games, not a series.
dude.
2 games.
I'm not even joking when I'd say this. I'd rather play the Hornets than like the Raptors. I'd rather play the Hornets and the
You'd
Magic.
play with the Raptors than the Hornets.
Or sorry, I'd rather play the Raptors than the Hornets. I would rather play so many of these East teams than the Hornets because the Hornets, dude, they're gross. And if they get hot, it's pretty much over. If the shots are going in, it's so difficult to do anything about it because they're
Because
gonna
we
keep.
also just happen to be the best rebounding team in basketball.
Yes, Moose, bro, Moose. What an animal.
Moose and low-key Kalk, especially on offensive.
Kalk is good.
Like,
Y'all just hit.
Um,
This draft class is just generational. for y'all.
It's really good. Do we want to talk about the West at all? I know we want to mention the Thunder because we have a Thunder fan in our
We
midst.
definitely have a Thunder fan in the midst, and I want to
He's
talk Zay about that game the other night. After you give your spiel on like the current state of the Thunder, I want to talk about the Celtics Thunder game the other night because what a game that was.
It was what I hope I see in the finals. I mean, plain and simple. Like I hope that is where the finals is played against the person. I think first off, I just want to go ahead and preface this. After winning a finals, and then everybody saying it doesn't count. Like I would love to see the best team out of the East come out instead of, you know what I'm saying? Can we?
Yeah,
I mean, can we just preface that everybody has discounted the Thunder's finals because of Halliburton?
I feel like I don't agree. I feel like the Thunder have a very respected championship. Like that was a good championship.
Maybe it's just people rage baiting
There's
me.
a well, this is what
Just
it is. There is the asterisk of the injury, obviously, because I mean he came out on a burner. He hit three threes in the first like couple minutes of the game,
yeah,
but I don't feel like that takes away from the whole of the like. I feel like you can't call it like a Mickey Mouse ring
you
because
can't.
of one injury in Game 7. They still got there, and they still
Not
went to the Game 7, and they still
not
won it.
only did they get there, but we actually had to play on someone else's court. Like you're
Yeah,
talking about a Mickey Mouse championship, everybody uses that for the bubble because they
that's
play
the
on the,
That's the
that
only
is the
one that I feel is a Mickey Mouse
yes.
ring.
They didn't have to face a home court advantage. Like the Thunder have a great home court advantage, but to say that the Indiana Pacers did not have a home court advantage,
Oh
like
my
they
goodness,
had a
bro. It was lit in
crazy,
Indianapolis.
they had a crazy playoff presence, and it's like when you decide that you are going to like saying that the Thunder had a Mickey Mouse championship is diminishing what Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers did last year.
I agree.
That team was phenomenal. And I'm going to get off that because we're talking about this year. I think the Thunder are about to go in and lose in the Western Conference Finals to the Denver Nuggets. If you
Wow.
want my 2 cents. I don't our team has not been healthy all year. We've played like 3 games max with our entire starting lineup. It is J-Dub has not been healthy. When he was back, he did not play good. The announcers were glazing him. He just did not play good. He was not efficient. Chet Holmgren has by far been the second best player on this roster all year. All
Could be
year.
Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Could be DPOY. We haven't had Hartenstein. He's been injured. J-Dub's been injured. Caruso's missed at least a dozen games. We've not had J-Dub for anything but maybe 10 games this year.
Hmm.
And it's like you're telling me that all of that's going to be fixed come playoff time?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. We're going to get to the playoffs, and it's going to be like the Lob City Clippers, where we come in and our players start dropping like flies. And we'll somehow make it out. I think that the Spurs will be on the other side of the playoffs, and I think the Denver Nuggets will get the upper hand on the inexperienced Spurs this year.
That would be
Kind of how the
crazy, man.
because the Thunder did the same thing, one
Oh,
seed and
man.
lost in the second
Can
round.
you imagine if we get a Denver Spurs series, man?
I
7
think I
games
think
of Jokic versus Wemby?
I'll
Oh
tell you
my
plain and
goodness.
simple. I think it's going to be OKC. I think it's going to be OKC in Minnesota, and I think it's going to be Denver and San Antonio. And I think we're going to get to the Western Conference Finals, Shea versus Jokic, and I think J-Dub's going to drop. I think Hartenstein's going to drop, and next thing you know, that Jonas Valanciunas pickup and Tim Hardaway Jr. pickups really going to show up. And I
no
think
faith,
that
no faith in the Lakers.
No.
No faith.
No faith in the
are we kidding?
Bro, those
In LA.
dudes, the Lakers suck. I listened to an NBA podcast. Sorry, a little side tangent here, real quick, Zay, and we'll get back to that. I just
Go
want to
ahead.
say
Go
this.
ahead.
I listened to a really popular NBA podcast from Kenny Beecham and them. It's Numbers on the Board, dude. They talk about the Lakers like almost every episode because one of them's a Lakers fan. The Lakers, they have a stat that tracks expected wins based on your advanced stats. The
Mm,
Lakers are like 7 games above what they should be. They should be no, they should be bottom of the play-in. They are 7 games better than their record says.
yeah.
That's unbelievable. Or they're 7 games worse than their record says. That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Also, another side note, Alex, the Hornets are actually 3 games worse right now than their advanced stats say. They should be
Is
better
it
than they
because
are.
we have so many losses that
Yeah.
we didn't start the season very well? That's all I'll say.
Anyways, Zay, back to you.
I mean, the Thunder obviously are in a great spot. It's just them and San Antonio racing for the 1 seed right now, because I'm pretty sure that everyone else is like a good 12 and a half back right now because they keep beating each other. They keep going 500 in series against one another,
Yeah.
because the West is just, I mean, 3 through 10 is just absurd. But I want to go ahead and say this, that the Thunder looked like they were going to break a win record at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
They looked like it. And then people started getting injured, and then people started calling them frauds. And I want to go ahead and say that if J-Dub starts coming back and he comes back healthy, we're talking about Tatum a second ago.
Yeah.
If J-Dub comes back and he's actually shooting efficiently, then we might beat the Spurs in 6 games if we have to play them. Like, I don't think it goes 7 if J-Dub comes back at an efficient rate. With that being said, if we play the San Antonio Spurs and we're not healthy, we might get swept. Like, the
I
Thunder,
agree.
they are such a beatable basketball team. But I think if the Thunder make the finals, they win in 6 games, 5, 6 games. I think that whoever comes out of the West wins. But it's the fact that you have to come out of the West. I don't know. I don't think the Thunder make it out this year because of the injuries that we've dealt with. But you better believe that I am going to glaze them to high heaven every single time they play a game, and I will defend every action except for the ones made by Lou Dort.
I hate Lou Dort,
And
man.
I
That's the
mean,
thing that
he
sucks about him. Dude,
ruined
I
his
like I like majority of the Thunder players, and then I see Lou Dort and it makes me just hate the whole organization.
visceral reaction, isn't it? It's
Dude,
just
I
like you see
see
him
him
chuck up a
and I'm
three, and
like
you're
I'm
like, "What
like,
are you doing for?"
bro, what makes me even madder is that I've never met a Thunder fan who likes Lou Dort, and every time he shoots, everyone in the stadium's like, Lou. I've never met a Thunder
I
fan who
hate his
likes him.
shot so much. It goes so high, it arcs so much. I hate it. It's the worst.
I love his shot because when he shoots, I feel fine. I'm not scared. I'm like, hey, if he hits it, whatever. He'll just shoot 2 more and miss both of them. I'm not worried about him.
He made the most nonchalant NBA star look like the scariest. Like, I don't know words I'd use to describe the face that Jokic made, but
Um,
it
yeah,
was.
I'd like to actually talk about this. I'd like to actually talk about this. Um, the Thunder are in the center of like the great future rivals of like 4 different teams. And like at a point, is it just like, are they just at the top and everybody's chasing them? Because right
That's what
now,
it
that's what
is. That's what it is.
because you've got Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves averaging a tech and a half a game every
Hmm.
single time they play them. We've got the
Anthony Edwards hates Shea, bro.
he
He
hates
hates him.
That's well
he
documented.
hates him. Jokic is actually respectful, but you know he hates Shea. Like you know he hates him.
Yeah.
He
Like
hates somebody.
the
I mean,
Nuggets,
He
the Nuggets
hates Lou
don't
Dort and
like
Jalen Williams.
the Thunder don't like the Nuggets, and the Nuggets don't like the Thunder. It's pretty simple.
you got
But
the Chet Wemby thing.
okay, no, it's just the Wimby thing at this point because who is even talking about Chet? They'll say Wimby versus Chet, and then they'll just block his name out, and they'll just talk about Chet 98% or Wimby 98% of the time. Wimby, obviously, Chet hates that guy. Chet hates him, and we all know he hates him. But Wimby, like, literally takes it to heart that he is going to try to kill Chet every single time they get in a one-on-one
Dude,
situation.
the clips of him when Chet misses the free throw and Wemby starts going, yeah, that's the funniest thing, dude. It's
I'm
like
pretty sure Chet had
imagine,
like 26 that game.
dude, imagine hating that hard. Like that's impressive.
And like Chet is like he's so composed, like he doesn't show it during the games. During the interviews, he's like, "Yeah, good, like we want to win." And you know he like actually hates this guy with the burning
Uh-huh.
fire. Wimby goes to a Shaolin temple with monks and comes out acting like inner Zen, and then sees Chet Holmgren, and he's like a bull in a china shop. I
He
mean,
hates him.
this guy will ISO, and he'll stand there and he'll turn around, and when he sees Chet, he spams the spin move and just tries to use the wingspan. He'll just throw his arm up there and just try to dunk on him every single
See,
time.
and Zay, I know you don't like that the whole Chet Wemby discourse is a big thing, but that's why it is. It's because they hate each other. Now, Wemby is the better player. No one's going to argue that. It's not like they're
Sure.
comparing them head
Yeah.
to head, but they just love the fact that they don't like each other. And it's so apparent that they don't like each other that it makes for great entertainment. I personally, I love to tune into the Spurs Thunder games, especially those ones during like Christmas and stuff, because of the stuff like Wemby celebrating after Chet misses a free throw, and them saying stupid things in the press conference. Like Chet or Wemby had that stupid like post game thing where he was like he said some like Chet like not worried about him or something like that. It's stuff
Yeah.
like that that just like it's so entertaining. I love it.
And
Basketball needs it.
Yes,
We
basketball
need
desperately
rivalries.
needs
and,
it.
and that's okay. And I understand that. I understand that we need rivals. We need people like we need must see TV. With that
Uh-huh.
being said, the Thunder are in every must see TV rivalry, and it just feels like they're like up here, and everybody's just punching them.
That's how it
Everybody,
is.
and
Zay,
and that's okay.
listen.
Just wait for Hornets Pistons.
Zay,
It's coming.
listen. I went through the exact same thing. The Celtics won the ring, and every other team. It's the same thing. Next year, if y'all don't repeat, next year whoever the team that does win the ring, that's going to be the new team that gets punched at. It's because y'all have the draft picks and you have the talent and you have the championship. Everyone is chasing. That's just how it goes. When the Celtics won, it was the Celtics have the best starting lineup in basketball. They start five All Stars. Their guys are young. Look at us now. We lost all our guys. We're still very good, but we're not the team that everyone's punching at now, like you were just talking about. It's
Yeah,
just it's what comes with being the best team. It's
yeah.
just the natural reaction. Everyone wants to see the top dog lose.
But okay, I'll say this, then we can move on because I know I've been talking about this for a second. Everybody, SGA foul bait. Okay. I mean, it's basically synonymous with LeBron GOAT at this point in people's mouths. I mean, okay. I just want to ask you guys to do this for me, okay? Next time you watch a San Antonio Spurs game, hold Stephon Castle to the same standard.
I
Hold him to the same.
love Stephon
That's all I
Castle.
ask. When he drives at a less drive rate percentage than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander does, and he makes contact with somebody that is 4 inches taller than him and 30 pounds heavier than him, and he throws his dreads up like that, and it goes flying, and that gave him the foul. Just hold him to the same standard.
I've held Trae
He
Young to
does the
that
same
standard
thing.
before SGA was playing basketball. Okay, like
What?
I've always hated when players. Well, I won't say hated because it's part of the game, but like I've always been like, wow, that was a clear foul bait. Like I've always been quick to call it out.
And
So like
and
it
like
doesn't matter if. And I know SGA is not the inventor of it. I know he's not even the one who does it the most in today's game. So I'm not gonna be here and say like, oh, it's just an SGA
It's
problem.
because he's good
It's
at it.
not.
That's the problem.
Hmm.
yeah. And people
He's
I mean,
can't
this was a
stand
James
on
Harden
him.
thing before it was ever anybody else's thing. He was the original like,
oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna get fouled on
Dude,
every
do
possession.
y'all remember the discourse around James Harden?
Yeah. I do.
People
I do. He
hated
didn't
that
come
man.
to the game.
What?
What
That was
felt
MVP James Harden too. I mean, it's like it being good at it means you're usually in the top of the MVP conversation.
I
So
think the problem that people have with it, I don't know, I can't speak for everyone. This is the personal problem that I have with foul baiting and flopping and selling contact and all that kind of situation. I think there's a way to do it, and there's a way that I deem is ethical, if you can call it that. And then there's a way that when I see it, I'm like, this is just not basketball. When a player when a player is fouled in their natural motion of like what a normal basketball play looks like, and they fling their arms up to let the ref know, or they get pushed and they fall over, they
yeah.
flop, that's when I'm like fine with it because it's like the defender actually did something. But when I have a problem with it is when players lunge into the defender and swing their arms into the defender in a motion. No basketball players ever just whacked someone with the ball to try to score unless
Yeah.
they're trying to go for a foul. That's when it becomes an issue for me is when it's like my only goal when I drive this ball or when I shoot this three, my only goal is to get the whistle because I don't like care about the shot. I'm not going to try to beat this man off with a great move or something like that. I'm just going to run into him and throw my arms up in the air, and the refs will reward that. And it's so common. It's not just SGA. There's a ton of players who do it. Denny Advia. I used to love Denny Advia when he was on the Wizards. He got to Portland and he started doing that, and I can't stand it because he drives and he stops, and the only thing he's thinking is how can I get this guy in front of me to foul me? Same thing with
Yeah.
Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid will dangle the ball down here until you put your hand from here to here, half-inch movement, and he'll fling his arms up. No jump shot. It's not a jump shot. He'll throw the ball straight up in the air and then turn and look at the ref immediately. That's not
Yeah.
basketball. That's not a basketball play. It's not a basketball move. And they tried to ban it by banning the basketball, non-basketball moves where James Harden would like get in front of you and then back up into you and throw the ball at the rim. They got rid of that, but there's other non-basketball moves that I feel like they need to take a look at to help mitigate the problem.
And if you look at Shea, 90% of the fouls that he gets aren't even him like jumping into the arms. It's the body contact. He's driving and then he starts approaching the basket and people don't have their feet set and that's when he does. Like I'm serious. I'm not just it's not the flopping into the arms. It's that when he drives, he just makes a sudden burst of contact back into the rim from the ref's perspective, gets the body contact, and then he throws it up. Jokic jumps into more arms than Shea does.
Jokic just, yeah, he'll hold the ball up in the air, and when your center goes to put his arms out, he'll just swing his arms into it. But
He just jumps into people. Like
yeah,
the other day, like after the Lou Dort thing, obviously Lou Dort was wrong. He should have got ejected. Frick that guy.
he
But
should have
then
got ejected. He should have got suspended for that, man. That was his bad knee.
Yeah. When Keyshawn George boxed him out the game after, and Jokic just fell on top of the guy, and they
Yes.
started blaming Keyshawn George.
No, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's not a
He
basketball
just lays
play.
on top of him.
It's
He
not
just
a
lays on.
basketball play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I. There's my thunder take. There you go. Just
I agree with
speak.
Troy. I think we need to do something about things about players who go into a possession with the mindset of I'm going to get fouled no matter what, rather than I'm gonna get the best shot and try to score.
Yeah,
Because
It's
that's
not
when
just
that's when it
basketball.
loses it's not basketball anymore. It's just
yeah,
who can act the best and
yeah,
manipulate the refs the best.
And that is different than reacting to something that the defense does in an exaggerated
Exactly.
manner. 'Cause that's just taking advantage of a
Fouls
mistake.
fouls are supposed to be a penalty for the defender. They're not supposed to be something that the offense can exploit.
an advantage. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the defender made a mistake, not you initiate the foul and hope it gets called. And it's so common that it's unbelievable. The reason Shea gets so much hate for it is because Shea's the MVP and the best player. So all
Yeah,
the eyes are on him, and when he does it, everyone's like, "No, that's bad," which it is bad. But it's not just him. And I watch a lot of NBA basketball, and I watch a lot of players do it. I could go turn on that Sacramento Clippers game I was just talking about. I could go turn that on. I guarantee you within the first 10 minutes of me watching it, I'll watch someone like Amir Coffey go into the lane and just fling his arms up. And
yeah,
he might get a call, and he might not and just look stupid, but it's like an epidemic because the refs are
yeah.
rewarding it.
The funniest thing in basketball is when a player does that and doesn't get the call because he's
Oh, I
just like
know.
he throws his arms in the
Because
air and just
then,
nothing happens.
because then they tweak out. Because then they don't get the call and they know they look stupid and they try to make up for it by just losing their mind on the ref. And it just makes them look worse. Luka Doncic is the GOAT of doing that. He'll go into the
Yeah.
paint, he'll body check someone, he'll think he got fouled, he'll throw the ball at the rim. It'll be an ugly miss. And then instead of getting back on defense, he'll make it worse by going up to the ref and being like, Sengun, Alperen Sengun. He does the same freaking thing.
Oh, don't get me started on him,
Bro,
man.
just shut
Oh,
up and get back.
yeah.
Anyways,
Sengun's not good on defense anyway. He's a traffic cone, so
he's a
I don't know.
traffic cone. People do it to him because he's such an easy target. He can't move his feet.
He's so dude. Sengun is he is Oh my gosh, he is so abysmal to watch. It is just
He's either so much fun to watch or just the worst player to watch.
yeah.
It depends on if
No,
he's trying to do
yeah.
that
The Rockets
stupid.
aren't a fun team to watch in general outside of KD.
It's either
No,
yeah.
I hate watching
Ahmed Thompson is fun to
their
watch because he's
style
just
of
so
basketball.
athletic.
I don't enjoy watching the Thompson twins. I think both of them play the same exact basketball, and they got to two teams that have this this type of culture on their basketball team that turned them into villains. I think both of them have taken on some villain perspective. That they're like
I think
the only thing that I'm going to be able to do on this team right now is to just play defense whenever they were rookies. And Amin Thompson had Dylan Brooks, and Asar has Isaiah Stewart, and that
Mentored
should
by
be
the best.
I
Mentored by
think
the best.
that
they're so
culture fits
aggravating to
Detroit.
watch.
That is Detroit culture. I think it works well for them.
It does.
Yeah,
It works very
I
well.
don't think it works as well for Houston.
I
I
think
don't.
Houston needs that though because they have the flashy offense. They need the just beat them up.
It's really just KD and occasionally Reed Shepard,
Yeah, I
and on
guess that's
some games
true.
Alfred
That's
Sengun.
true. That's true.
yeah.
But like what I'm trying to say is like Josh Okogie is not like an aggressive defender. It's not like you're going to send out Josh Okogie and it's be like hound him. But you can do that with Amon Thompson and it's like CJ, I feel the opposite. I love those players. I love those players who their job is to be physical and scrappy and maximum effort and not dirty. I draw the line at dirty, but just a pest. I love those players.
I like you. I okay. Question then. Case and Wallace. Does he fall under that category for
Yes.
you?
Yes. I love
Alex
Cason Wallace.
Caruso fall under that category for
Bro,
you?
Alex Caruso is one of my favorite players just because of that. He's the
Okay.
scrappiest, nastiest, do-it-all defender you've ever seen.
And I named two people that are trained by two of the dirtiest basketball players of all time.
Yes, but they're not considered dirty. I don't watch Alex Caruso and think, "Oh, he's trying to hurt him." I think
Yeah.
I think he's just smart and he's very quick with his hands and he just does the right play every time. Someone like Draymond Green, I don't feel that way about because they cross the line from just being scrappy and nasty and like high energy to being just straight up dirty and trying to injure. That's where
Okay.
things get bad.
Then okay, I have one more for you.
Hmm.
Okay, I have one more for you. How do you feel about Jalen McDaniels on the Timberwolves? Or is it Jaden
Jaden
McDaniels?
McDaniels. I do like
Yeah.
him. I like him because I've never seen him try to hurt someone, and I love how great of a defender is. He moves his feet quick. He's quick to the rim. And he's a great offensive player. But I love his defense. I think he's incredible at
I
defense.
raised you when he got mad at Shea and literally just shoved him to the ground and stood over him. Like
He did
I
do
raised
that. He did do
I
that.
raised
He did do that. But Shea has that effect on people because he's so hard to guard.
one of the great rivalries of the future. But Shea doesn't deserve any of his MVPs.
Who has said that? Who has said Shea doesn't deserve his MVPs?
Bro, that have you been on social media? Like that
I think
genuinely
okay, but
the
Zay,
only
let me stop you right there.
credit is
Let me stop you right
OKC's
there.
MVP.
Let me stop you right there. That's just a social media thing. You have to disregard the social media stuff. People say all kinds of crap on social media.
I can differentiate between a hater post and like when I see a Shea hate edit with 6 million likes on Instagram, that's not just a social media thing. That is like a genuine opinion. And the only people that like not even ESPN allows it anymore. They just call him the free throw merchant.
When have they called him that?
Doris Burke got taken off because she called him a free throw merchant in the
Doris
Western Conference Finals.
Doris Burke is an
Doris Burke getting
idiot.
pulled off is a good thing.
Yeah, bro.
Okay,
There's nothing
I
bad
can
about
agree.
Doris Burke getting pulled.
No, but like literally every single game, they talk about his free throws at least 3 times. Like they don't even talk about his scoring. Like they just
Well,
talk about his free
it is a
throws.
major it is a major talking point right now. I don't know. Do y'all feel like we should wrap up right here? We've been going for 2 hours and
Yeah,
4 minutes, and I think we've
Yeah,
covered a
I think
great
it's
amount of
about
stuff
time to
today.
end. I think it's
Landry
about
Dibbs,
time.
bro.
I hope he's still here because he has to hit the stop
He has
recording
to
button.
stop the recording.
Uh, I texted him. We'll see. We'll see. Let's do the outro, and we'll just edit out whatever he doesn't.
Sounds good, Big Al. You want to kick us off with the outro?
So, thanks for listening, all 25 people maybe that are watching this. You can expect more basketball content to come in the next few days-ish. We're going to try to get something out before the tournament starts, after we see the bracket. That'll be kind of a bracketology special. We'll kind of build a whole little bracket here. We'll pick a winner. We'll go through every game. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for baseball. We're going to get in the World Baseball Classic here at some point soon. So stay tuned for all that. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Peace.